Guys and girls. I'm gonna have to go first. I'm gonna have to before the boys jump in, the rest of them, because this wasn't even the plan. The plan for this podcast wasn't really about Manchester United, and it was just generally revisiting our predictions. Now that the transfer window's closed, international break, talk about the first 3 games, but boy, and you know what? We could have done potentially could have done the pod yesterday. Well, no, wait till the end of the weekend. All the results are in. International break actually starts post Man United game. Little did I know that. I mean, I'd be the subject. I should have seen it coming. This team can't be trusted. This club can't be trusted. I wouldn't even say just when we thought things have changed, because I guess that's something we're going to get onto once the boys join. But today was another embarrassing day for Manchester United. And embarrassing that, I mean, it's only 3-0. And if we're being honest, like Salah said, it could have been 5 and 6. It probably should have been. Yeah, we had the odd chance. Maybe we could have got one here, one there. But a 3-goal margin flattered us. And it's not the first time this happened. Salah, we're Salah's bitch now. That's the truth. We are Salah's bitch. You know how Drogba used to always do it against Arsenal? He used to always turn them over, bully Senderos and Giroud and whoever they decide to throw back there. Drogba used to bully them. That's us. Salah. Like, man picked up 2 assists quick time. You just knew a goal was coming. After you got the second assist, you say, he's on it. Today's going to be the day. But, boy, Manchester United, we have got some problems. And here we are again. It's third season in a row. And we've started absolutely diabolical. First season under Ten Hag, it was 2-1 against Brighton, 4-0 against Brentford. And then I think we won the third game. I think that was against Liverpool, if I'm correct. I'm trying to remember exactly. I think we won the third game. Last season, what was the results last season? Yeah, I remember it definitely wasn't good. Let me just double check that. Man United 2023-24 results. Let me see. Bear with me, because I remember last season we had an equally poor start to the season. Let's see. Oh yeah, Wolves. Sorry, we beat Wolves on the first day of the season. But we played terrible. Then we lost to Tottenham, and then we beat Forest 3-2. They went out to 10 men. So it wasn't. We won 2, lost 1. But you saw from the performances. There we go again. Now we're gonna have to try and recover the season. First season we recovered it, came third. Last season we didn't recover it, finished 8th. Well, of course, won the FA Cup. But we're 3 seasons in. Why are we going through the same cycle over and over? Why can't we start the season like we mean to continue? Why can't the plans of the manager be passed on to the players and the players execute those plans? Are the plans wrong? Are the players bad? Are things supposed to change? Are they going to change under Ineos? Is Ten Hag the right guy? All these questions just keep coming back, start of every season. And last season it went throughout, right until the end. It was still asking after we won the FA Cup, is he the right man? Is he the right man? Is he the right man? And here we are. Start of the season, international break, and the same questions. Is Ten Hag the right man for Manchester United? And like I said at different points last season, and we know how it goes in football. In the end, you judge on results. And maybe at the end of the season, if results are okay, they might say, well, results are okay, but we didn't like the style of football and they still get rid. But if we're talking about at this point of the season, going into September, October, November, results is going to be the determining factor on whether Ten Hag survives the season or not. Performances aren't good. Slight improvement from last year, I agree. Yeah, slight improvement. But third season, you're looking for more than a slight improvement. I ain't saying Man City, Arsenal, but better than what we're seeing. And ultimately, like I think Gary Neville was saying on Sky, if we're sitting in eighth, ninth, languishing come the end of September, going to October, he's going to be out of a job. He has to get results. But right now, it ain't looking good. Let me bring the boys in. Carl, Ramsey. 3 games in to the Premier League season. What are you not saying? How you think it's been so far?
It's been alright. It's actually been exciting. Just to answer your question real quick, even though it wasn't really a question, you said, why can't we start the season how we mean to go on? You are starting the season how you mean to go on. Topsy turvy, shambolic. This is it for the whole season. So you are starting the season how you mean to go on. So what you see now is what you're going to get for the rest of the season. So it ain't good. It ain't good. But everyone else, it's been cool. There been some surprises, I would say. Been some surprises, but it's been an alright start to the season.
What are you saying, Ramsey?
Um, what's the question? How's the season? How's the season been?
Yes, three games
Not
in.
too bad. Not too bad. Um, not much has changed really. Man City top of the tree, uh, 11 points. Liverpool, Arsenal up there, getting bumped by the refs. Get up to that. Man United getting slapped. Yeah, expected that. Chelsea win 1 week, lose 1 week, draw 1 week. Yeah, expected that. Same old, isn't it? You're back.
The Premier League is well and truly back. And Jay has joined us as well. Listen, we're gonna get straight into it because this is a Premier League season so far. So we're gonna talk about the 3 games and the different clubs, and also the transfers. We're gonna readjust if necessary our predictions, based on the business that's been done since since the season started. Obviously, we did a pre-season preview, um, and some things have changed, and those things may have changed our I got on the screen. Sorry. Yes, things may have changed in our predictions. Um, I'm gonna start with Man City. You know what? No, I'm gonna start with Man United. I'm gonna start with Man United since we're the topic of discussion. And I guess my question is, are Man United still a mess? And I don't just mean in terms of obviously we saw the result today, performance, etc. But has anything really changed in terms of the transfers? Did they do the right business? Did they do enough business? Getting rid of the players, buying the players. How does that leave them for the season? So yeah, it's an open question, but basically, has anything changed with Man United when it comes to transfers, and is that gonna make a difference on the pitch? Anyone?
What? Personally, I think they are still a bit of a mess. I think Man United, as a
Mhm.
club, they need to be more forceful in their business. When I say that, I mean more on the side of selling. So to give you an example, like personally, I think Casemiro should definitely have been out of that club. He should have been sold. They should have got rid of him over the summer. He's still here, and he didn't have a great game today. And I know I'm not saying oh he should have gone because of that one bad game, but I just think he's just definitely not what he used to be. He's nowhere near up to the standards that Man United need him to be for where Man United want to be. He's nowhere near up to the standard that he needs to be. And if you take a look at what Napoli did, in a sense of basically trying to force Victor Osimhen out of the club, Man United need to do the same. Like, okay, no one wants him, well then him and his agent need to go about looking for a deal elsewhere. You say, look, we're not even going to register you to a 25-man squad. Look, we don't want you here. You're surplus to requirements. We're not going to play you this season. You're not good enough. You need to go. If we can't sell you, you and your agent need to go and find another club by whatever means necessary. And I think Man United need to be more forceful because there are still some players at that club that 100% shouldn't be there. Man United, because the problem is if you take too long to clear out the
me?
players, is what you.
Oh, I thought it cut. Maybe that. I don't know.
Oh
No.
no, yeah. If you take too long to clear out the players that you need to clear out, what will end up happening is, so now you got Xerxes coming, and he's now playing with some of these players that are so-called deadwood or surplus to requires or should be gone.
Hmm.
He gets caught up in the bad vibes and the bad energy and the bad mold that Man United are in. He falls down that same trap. Same like Anthony. Anthony bought for 75 million. He ends up that falling in the same trap. Now Anthony is a castaway. Everyone's like, oh, get rid of Anthony. Sell it Anthony. It was the cost Man United about 70 million. Now you get Xerxes. Now you got Manuel Ugarte. Manuel Ugarte is playing alongside Casemiro and God knows who else, whoever he decides to play. He could end up looking like a bad signing. Fans get on top of him. Oh, he's not playing well. The club's still not playing well. Team's still not playing well. No, you just need to get rid of everyone that you need to get rid of, and then take it step by step from there. You can't have your new signings playing with people that you're trying to get rid of. It like it ain't gonna work. It's just gonna look messy. It's gonna continue to look messy, and Man United are gonna continue to be a mess. Right. So yeah, I think Man United are still a mess at the moment.
Jay, the way that Carl's talking, he's kind of saying like we should be doing what Chelsea's done in the last couple of years, where it's just like a bulk of like bunch of players in, bunch of players out. Doesn't matter how much it costs, just get rid and get in. Is that are you on that? Do you think Man United should be going down that strategy, or would you say what they're doing?
Like, if Chelsea can find ways, then maybe they know something coming down the line. Maybe they know there's a transfer ban coming, and they're just doing everything now. So whenever it does come, whoever needs to be gone is gone. And then this is the core group of players they're going to play with. Who knows? But I that's a decent model because it's not like it's Man City or Liverpool where there's one or two players that need to come in and one that goes out. So that's different. But when there's a bunch of then I guess this is what you got to do. Like I've been saying for a while, Chelsea. I know we're talking about Man United, but I've been saying for a while, there's been a bunch of players that need to go. And the squad ain't as good as everyone thinks it is. And these men have come in, may not have been the right purchases, but they've come in and gotten purchases and changed everything up. And then we just got to work with it from there. That's what's happened, and we've got to accept it. Man United has had players, there for way too long. Phil Jones? I think he's finally gone, but he's been there.
Yeah, he's
I feel like he just went. I don't feel like it was like
he went. I think it was either last season. I think it was last season.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Why is that last season?
I mean, forget Phil Jones. I think for me, like if we just focus on even what's here now, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
That's part of it.
This summer got rid of.
Look at Lindelof.
Wan-Bissaka. They got rid of. Varane, well, his contract ran out. Martial contract ran out. Sancho, and there's one other. I'm just trying to remember. Scott McTominay. Yep. But
are those the right people to?
I mean, no, all of them need to go. Don't get twisted. But then we still got Maguire. We still got Lindelof. Shaw's still hanging around. Like so, Casemiro's still here. So you're right. So it's like even when you're doing decent business and getting these players and you're getting decent little fees, etc. You still got there's still half, or if not 2/3 of the man who you need to get rid of still here because there's so many. And then, as Kyle was saying, if you move 2 years down the line, some of those players that you originally bought in that that first clear out, quote unquote, you're like, some of them didn't work out. You need to get rid. So now you got those added to the ones that you still ain't got rid of. Yeah. So come January, you might be like, you know what? I mean, we're already saying it, but we're like, boy, I need to get rid of Anthony. We need to really find a buyer, and we need to get rid of Mason Mount. We need to find a buyer. But you're doing that, and Maguire's still here, and Lindelof is still here. So it's a case of you never get to the point where you need to be because you're basically firefighting. You're just firefighting, trying to put out all these fires but you never got a point where you say, all right, we're good. Everything's actually done, and now we can just build forward. And it's a problem. Do you
So
just
at
get
this point,
you just get rid of all those players and end up with a 15-man squad and just wing it, or do you just keep the dead weight purely because of numbers? It's a tough one.
no. I think, like I said, like maybe as crazy as it is with what Chelsea's done, maybe there's something that United may have to look into, because Man United is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Surely, if Chelsea could do it, Man United surely can do it times 2. Because I'm pretty sure the revenue is there. And whether or not they finished 8th, 10th, 15th, the revenue is there. It's Manchester United. It's a name. It's a brand. Pretty sure it's much bigger than Chelsea. So if they can do it and find all these loopholes, like, how has it taken all of these years for someone to find this, put in the players over 10 years to the point where they had to step in and be like, nah, this can't run anymore. Like, it can only be done over 3 to 5 years. And all this PSR rules, all these stuff that's come in that got, like, how did these men come in and find all these loopholes that no one else could have done? Like, I'm so confused.
Well, we'll get on to Chelsea later, because that's a topic in and of itself. But sticking on the Man United, Ramsey, how would you rate Man United's transfer window? Is it still like no, as you were from previous summers, or you think things have changed a little bit or not? Nope. Ramsey, nope. Can't hear you.
You're
Can't hear you.
muted. At least I think you are.
Sorry.
There we
Sorry.
go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry. What is the question? How do Man United's transfer window?
Yeah, how would you rate Man United transfer window? Is it any different to the previous ones, or is it just
To be
same old?
I think it's better. I think it is better, and I think the signings are better than they were, but it's not going to be an overnight solution. It's going to take some time. The problem Man United have is Ugarte needs to start tomorrow, like tomorrow. Like, he needs to start
yesterday.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Yesterday.
This afternoon. This afternoon, he needs to just drag him and get him on that pitch, because that's the problem. These signings need to have the impact now.
They need to play now.
They need to just gel in now and start working now. Listen, honestly, I feel like I was in this situation before with Arsenal. I've seen it. we had like the process of getting the clear out from like the David Luiz's to get into where we are now. It doesn't happen overnight. Although somehow Saliba was like lucky, but like because it could have been worse. You could have signed someone for 60 million and it takes some time. I think Ten Hag needs to, for me, he needs to just, try and bring in the new players he wants and the plan he wants now. But for me, it's too late. I honestly think it's too late. I feel like he's already gone past that stage now. Rashford is struggling, really struggling. Like it doesn't look like the same Rashford that we saw 2 years ago. Like he just looks like he's got no confidence. Amad Diallo and Garnacho now have to start, because they're the only two that look like they're doing anything. The Man United fans are booing when Garnacho comes off, because they don't want him off. They want probably Rashford off. They want Diallo. Diallo looks like, because he's young and maybe fresh, he's just doing something. He's there, but I mean, shall we just call it what it is?
Call it what it is.
Where's Mason Greenwood? Where is
Listen,
starting right now?
Listen, Ramon, I'm with you on this one. I do not care.
But
I'm sorry. I know
he wouldn't stop the goals going in.
Stop.
Listen.
Listen. I'll keep you out of this. Listen. I hear you. Move on. Carry on. That's it. No, Jay. Stop. Ramsey, continue, please.
He's clear.
But listen, there's more problems. And defensively it's still a big problem. But I think Ugarte will help that. From what I know of him, he's like a bit of a ball winner midfield. But maybe him, Mainu, and Bruno needs to be like the go-to and just run with it. Casemiro for me, he shouldn't be playing anymore. You shouldn't be playing. Not in these games. You just can't. You can't play him. You can't now.
Definitely not. But then it's like, you said today. What do? What's the other option? Collier. Like literally today, that's the other option because Ugarte wasn't here. Nat's joined us. I'll come to Nat in a bit. Not even about Man United because we do need to move on. But I'm sure when we get to Liverpool part, you're going to touch back on the game, so that's fine. But in terms of Man United this summer, for me, I think it's been as good a summer as I could hope for in Ineos's first window. Like, good as hopeful? No, that's probably not legit. I think I would have been greedy to demand more. So, as I said, we got rid of a few players that I mentioned earlier. Obviously, ideally, you want to get rid of the Maguires, Lindelof, Shaw, Casemiro. But also, you can't just, you can, but you want to get rid and replace. So, for me, I always said we needed 2 midfielders this summer. Now, you got in Ugarte, got rid of McTominay. If you get rid of Casemiro and don't bring in a midfielder, then are you better off just for not having Casemiro? I can't say that. I can't say that's the case. I can't say that not having Casemiro and therefore relying on Collier if Ugarte gets injured is the better option. I can't say that. But as you said, we have to get to it. We have to be in a position right now. I don't mean get to. We have to accept in this position right now, Casemiro cannot start these games, certain games, whatever the metric of those games are, whether it's the ability of the side, the physicality of the side, whatever it might be, the importance of the game. Maybe you play him in the cup games. You've obviously got Europa League. You play him in the Europa League games, especially in the group stages, early knockout rounds. But Liverpool and pretty much any Premier League team in the top 10, really and truly, any Premier League team in the top 10, you can't be starting Casemiro at this point. And it's not all on him. I don't want to make this a Casemiro. He's the reason we lost. But it's also about the balance of the midfield. Is he offering what Mainu and Bruno need? Is he covering for their deficiencies? Are they covering for his? And if the answer is no, then something's going to have to change. You're not going to drop Mainu. And whether people like it or not, Bruno's our best player. You're not going to drop him. He's our captain. So it's going to be Casemiro. He's the one who's getting on in age. He's the last 18 months, or maybe a bit less than that, but 12 to 15 months haven't been great. So he's the one who you have to change to ensure that the balance in the midfield works. But we all, as Man United fans, we've all said we needed 2 midfielders this summer, and we've only got 1. So I'm not going to say it's a mess, and it's a bit, again, greedy to say, oh, we only got 1. Some teams maybe needed 1 and didn't even get 1. But if we're talking about progress in terms of comparing to other windows and actually then progressing in the season, it's been an okay window. It's been an okay window. It's a player out, a player in, a player out, a player in. Are those players like needle movers? Do they take us to the next level? I think De Ligt is better than Maguire. A lot of pundits are that I hear talking about, oh, he's just basically he's a Dutch Maguire. He ain't got no pace. There's gonna be no difference. I think that's absolute foolishness. Yeah, he hasn't been great at Bayern Munich, but a lot of the theory around him at Bayern Munich, oh, he was dropped for Dyer, etc. Just look at the stats, look at the games played, who they were playing next to. That's not even
he actually played quite well against us, to be fair, in Champions League.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they played together. So the one getting dropped together, but somehow they're on the pitch together. That don't make sense. So there's a lot of narrative around that De Ligt signing. He, for me, is a clear upgrade on Maguire. And as long as he's available, he's an upgrade on Varane, because of Varane just could not stay fit to the point where his contract might be getting terminated by is it Cosmo or Como, whatever the team is, because he's injured already. 5 minutes into or 23 minutes into the new season. So
Wait,
that's
what?
a claim.
Varane got loaned out?
No, his contract was up.
Oh, right. I didn't even realize that. Damn, that guy fell off. Okay.
Mazraoui's come in, and we ain't seen Luke Shaw since the Euro final. Thank God Mazraoui kept coming. He looks good. And Xerxes comes in, but even Xerxes been kind of thrown into the deep end, so to speak, because him and Hoyland are supposed to be like kind of challenging each other for a position. Obviously, Hoyland was there last season. Xerxes maybe comes in originally as a backup. Hoyland's injured, and Xerxes has to go in. Granted, he came off the bench in the first few games, so I think the squad just is, yes, we've made upgrade in certain positions, but it's like we needed to upgrade in certain positions on the pitch. And then again, so that the backup is also better than it was last year. And I think when you look at our bench today, Ahmad comes off the bench. That's it. And the last game, it was Garnacho coming off the bench because Ahmad started. And that's it. And yeah, when Hoyland comes back, he's an option. Mount, forget about it. Shaw, forget about it. Like, as much as we made good signings, we're still one injury away from absolute disaster. To the point where you're looking at this at the start of the season, you're like, I mean,
But surely he's got. If he's keeping Anthony, surely he's got to play him. He's supposed to be one of the players that comes and plays. He's not even getting off the bench.
he's rubbish.
Yeah, I get that, but you chose. It's like, yeah, if he's like for me, your six attackers are Hoyland, Xerxes, Ahmad, Garnacho, Rashford, and Anthony. So you either have to use them or what's he there for? Like, you should have sold him if that's the case. To not play him at all, you have to.
No. Anthony has a key, what's it called? Part in the United training. I don't know if you've seen the clip, but he has a very important role as the cone that the players run and flick the ball over and then shoot into the goal. And he just stands there for the whole training session as a cone, and then he flick the ball over his head and think he is very important to United's success. I just wanted to put that out there.
And you couldn't get that for cheaper than 200,000 a week.
Listen, you gotta talk to you lots as technical directors, man.
Yo, you're telling me this is you're telling me
a
this
high
is
valued cone, isn't it?
You're telling me this way, isn't it? I can get
high valued cone.
I can get what you call it? Cones for 200,000 times less down at Sports Direct. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's more to it than that. But listen, since that wants the pipe up, let's talk about Liverpool, because Liverpool, I mean, didn't make any signings. Didn't make any
Silent but deadly.
I'm asking, isn't it? I don't know. Silent but deadly. You went for the transfer window. Most Liverpool fans were fuming, to be fair, for the most of the transfer window. I don't know where you stand now, because obviously the results have been good. 3 out of 3. No goals conceded, actually, as well. But you signed Mamadashvili, I think that's how you say his name, for next summer. And you signed Chiesa for about 15 million, or whatever it was, as backup out wide, I guess. I guess he can play anywhere in the front three, but backup for the forwards. Is that enough? Like, were your team just ready? Were your team already built? Did Klopp leave a title potentially winning team that you only needed Chiesa to mount a challenge to topple Man City and obviously overtake Arsenal in the process?
I said it last season that with the squad we have, we should be like challenging for trophies, because I believe like we have a very good squad. And then when we signed the midfielders that we did, that it was kind of like the refresh. It's time for like the start over. Like the Deadwood is out, and then you guys are coming in. So the squad, in my opinion, that Slot inherited, and he's even said himself, is a very strong team. So to bring in players like the ones that we have brought in are, I think, just filling in gaps. I think Chiesa, especially with him being able to play across the front three and as a cam as well, like he can come in and actually, be Salah's backup, because for years we haven't actually had a certified backup for Salah.
So
Salah goes to
you say, well, I mean, you had Shaqiri.
yeah, we had
That
Shaqiri
was your
here,
guy. You love Shaqiri.
but
You know your guy.
Let me just say one thing,
but
and
we
then I'll
didn't
let
have
Matt
him for long.
continue.
Yeah,
Like,
go on.
Chiesa isn't Salah is Chiesa's backup. I'll tell you this now, because that guy's injury record is so thing. That's his injury record is so thing that Salah's going to be playing backup for him.
Listen, let me tell you something here. At Liverpool Sports Science, yeah, we're gonna fix Chiesa, and he's gonna play ball. But like,
Alright.
I remember when you got Naby Keita as well. Sorry, continue. Continue. Don't let me distract you. Continue.
But yeah, nah, like, for the price that he costs, 10 million plus 3 million add-ons or whatever it is, for me in his last year of his contract, that's a steal. Like,
you tried to get Zubimendi. Obviously,
yeah.
you didn't get him. And you decided to go with Gravenberch as the 6th. Are you happy with that decision, or are you like, boy, we should have still gone out with someone?
You know what? Yeah, I wanted us to like sign a midfielder for around that position, and I watched. What did I watch? I watched us in preseason against Arsenal, and Gravenberch played in that as a DM, and he looked good. I was like, okay, but it's preseason, so I'm not gonna say anything. The first game, I was like, ooh, which was straight after that Arsenal game. Played there again. I was like, ooh, this guy looks good. And he's done it again, and he's done it again. It might be new season bounce or new manager bounce, whatever it is. Because I've managed him on Football Manager, and I've played him as a DM a few times, and he's done well. So to see him do it in a real life, you get me? Yeah.
So Klopp, I mean, it's not Klopp, you know. Disrespectful.
But like,
your FM save.
Listen, I've had a few words with Slot since he's come to England, innit? Like, but like, jokes aside, like, it's nice to see him actually have a place in the team, because last season he would come in here and there, you know, and he would see like little sparks and glimmers of what he could do. But now he's starting to get a consistent run of games. I'm actually seeing, bro, he's good, he's fresh. He didn't really play much at the Euros. Like, he's ready to kick on, and it might be a blessing that we didn't sign nobody.
Nah, what are you saying? Good transfer window. You just happy with the transfer window?
Yeah. The backup keepers come in. Kelleher might go. So,
but Nat,
good.
Nat, you wanted your team wanted a number 6. That was clear. You actually wanted one last year as well, because you bidded for Caicedo and Lavia, and you bidded for Zubimendi. All 3 players decided not to join Liverpool. So clearly your team must feel like you're missing something in that number 6 position, right?
Maybe. Yeah, obviously. Well, yeah, they clearly see that they want to fill that position with somebody. But if they can't get nobody, we're going to have to use what we've got. And what we've got is Ryan Gravenberch, and he's bossing it. So I can't complain, man. If you go out to the market and you try to get somebody and they don't want to come, and you look in your squad and you say, yo, play here, and then he plays there very well.
I was surprised you got rid of it. I was surprised you got rid of it.
Is it a problem? Is it?
Huh?
I was saying that I was surprised you got rid of.
Is it a problem though that you can't get?
One second, Ramsey. I think it's a good on your side. Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear both of you, but you're both speaking at the same time.
Yeah, no, I can hear both of you, but I think there's a delay on Ramsey's side. Let me ask a question quickly.
Okay.
Bicetic, he was the number 6 before the injury under Klopp. Were you surprised that they got rid of him? Or
he's out on loan.
I know, but considering you needed one and then you didn't get one, I thought, well, at least you keep him back up, because
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because he needs game time, and we have Tyler Morton, who spent the whole of last season on loan at, I think it was Hull City, with Carvalho. And he played the whole season, so he's match fit and ready. And when he has played for us, he's looked solid. So Bajcetic needs the game time. He needs the minutes in his feet. So sending him to go out and play is cool. And if for some reason we actually need to bring in somebody from the squad, Morton, for me, I've seen him play. He can play. He can come in and do a job.
that Liverpool PR Kool-Aid. Fair enough.
You
Fair
can
enough.
do a job, bro. Listen, I watch Liverpool, you know. I watch all our boys
Bloody
play.
Morton. Ramsey, ask your question.
Now I was gonna say, is it not a problem that you can't? You're like, you went for 3 players in that one position, and they all said no. Is that not a problem that you can't attract the best players, the players that you want to your club? Because I mean, Caicedo, Lavia, and Zubamendi aren't like the best DMs in the world. They're not like Rodri. They said they're just like
They're good
3
though.
players. They're
They're
good. They're good players that are probably ready for the step up, and they all decided not to join Liverpool.
It's a like when you look at it,
Got rejected.
from the outside, it comes.
No,
it
from
is
the
a-
outside and from the inside, you've got
Wait,
rejected. Oh.
my guy, you lost 3-0 today.
Yeah, but
You're
that's why
talking
I'm
a
on
lot.
smoke today. I'm on smoke. Gotta deflect.
But let me say this. Like when you're looking at it from like, oh, Liverpool got rejected by this player, that player, that player. It looks like we can't attract players. But then when you look at the context from each one, like the last guy was basically was loyal to his club. It was like when they asked Gerrard to sign for Chelsea, whatever. He's like, no, I'm Mr. Liverpool. I'm staying at Liverpool. He's Mr. Real Betis or whatever.
That's not how it went.
He's staying there.
That's not how it went. I remember what happened.
Let me land.
Sorry,
Let me land. And then when you've got people like Lavia and Caicedo who are both delusional men, like and they think Chelsea is a big club, like of course you're not gonna sign for Liverpool where you think is history. Go and play for Chelsea. How's that worked out for you? For me, we dodged 2 bullets and we missed out on the last guy, but so far everybody else that we've bid for, we've got. So as far as I'm concerned, there's 3 out of the many other players that we've bidded for and we've got is nothing, man. Like we're good.
All right, we'll see if this and that reflects on when we revisit the predictions. Kyle. Gundogan. Man City at the death, at the clutch. Nobody saw it coming, but it happened. Is that the decide? Like, is the title done? He's signed Gundogan, you win the title. Like,
You know what?
me, that's been like a mammoth signing for Man City, which you consider it's a player that they lost the season before, and it was a free transfer.
You know what? It might just be, it might just be. Like when I looked at the Man City squad and they're kind of thin in places, that's actually a huge signing. He was a huge player for them. He hasn't been gone too long. He'd be able to come back and walk straight into that team and just do the job that Pep needs him to do. And yeah, it's a very huge signing. He's better than Kovacic.
Yep.
And yeah, it's gonna be huge for them. And they've still got players to come back. Phil Foden ain't really played yet, and they're still walking teams. Beat West Ham away, beat Chelsea away, and they've still got players to come back. So
Rodri ain't played yet.
Rodri ain't played. Kyle Walker ain't played. I don't even know if Kyle Walker is going to play. To be fair, I think Rico Lewis might have just taken his spot. But yeah, so it is a huge signing for them. They've got respectable squad depth, as Pep has shown. Playing Rico Lewis, no Kyle Walker. Rodri hasn't played yet. Gundogan's come back. Foden hasn't played yet. So yeah, it's looking good. The only other question mark that is a question mark is, what do they do when Haaland gets injured? That's it. Because they ain't got no other striker. But Haaland doesn't stay fit for a whole season. That's just not a Haaland thing to do. He's gonna get injured.
It's interesting because I was looking at their squad the other day, and they've gone back to a position pretty much where they've got 2 players at every position. That wasn't the case a season and a half ago. He was kind of just working with like 15 core players. But let me see if I can get it up. So they've got obviously Edison and Ortega, Lewis Walker, Stones Akanji, Diaz. Okay, they're 1 centre back down, kind of. But they got Gvardiol and Ake, and obviously Ake can. Actually, both of them can play centre back.
No, Ake can play centre back, and Pep said that there still might be time for him to play and find a way for Cancelo to play. Cancelo's still there. Cancelo,
ain't gone.
no, he's there.
He's gone.
He's back from loan. He's there. Pep said
No,
he's
he's
not
gone.
getting rid of him.
No, but he went.
He's
He's gone
Saudi.
back on
He's
loan.
Saudi.
Oh, did he go?
Yeah, he went
Oh,
Saudi.
I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know he went. Okay.
Last couple of days or so. Then in midfield they've got Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Rodri Kovacic, De Bruyne, Nunes. Is Calvin Phillips still there?
No, Ipswich.
Oh, he went to Ipswich, yeah, okay.
He's a,
Then they've got up front they've got 6 players. Now it's just about whether or not you feel there's 2 players for a position. So it's Doku and Grealish, Savio and Oscar Bob, Haaland and Foden. So you know they don't have a striker to replace Foden. Haaland, that's correct. But you know that if Haaland's out, he's just going to put Foden or De Bruyne as a false 9. And is Pep's sides any worse with a false 9 than without a striker?
It's won the league before.
Exactly. So, sometimes you look at Man City and you're like, he's only playing Haaland because he has to play Haaland. I don't mean like the board are forcing him, but it's like you can't not play him. But it probably doesn't even fit his real ideals of how he wants to play. But you can't leave him out. The man's a phenom. So your team is clearly better with him, but he's probably more comfortable coaching a team without a striker like Haaland. So what do they do without Haaland? I mean, Pep comes into his own, innit? Like you get a better Pep when Haaland's not there, kind of thing. So I don't think it's an issue. Alvarez, for me, I listen. People gassed out. I'm not gonna lie, people gassed out. But you have to be careful when it comes to Man City. There's only so much you can say because before you know it, bite you on the bum. So I'll be like, it's Alvarez guy, man. I'm not really feeling it. And boom, man scores a hat-trick against your team, or bangs 20 in the season. They win the league, and he scores in the final. And you're like, win the treble rather. So even the Gabriel Jesus one when he was there, it was only after the 2018 World Cup where I really went in on him. I was like, nah, this can't continue. This hype this guy gets. And obviously when he goes to Arsenal, it's easier to do because it's less likely to bite you on the bum. But I never rated Alvarez like people rated him. I know I had him in my team often in a draft fantasy football. But people are really talking like this. This
baller.
He's a
baller.
He's an actual Haaland replacement. The man can't lace Haaland left.
Baller.
And I've heard of spending 80 odd million on him. If more fool you. Chelsea were linked with him. I'm like, yeah, okay, he's better than Nico Jackson, but there's better strikers out there than him. Trust me on that. So
baller.
You keep saying this. I don't know what are you telling me? You're telling me that he's better. Man City are better without him. The bottom line, Man City are better without him. That's what I'm trying to make.
Julian Alvarez guy, he walks into your team. He walks into United.
God, we finished 8th
with his eyes closed.
We are not the bar.
Striker.
We're not the bar.
He could play for Liverpool. He could play for Chelsea.
You got Nunes, but Jota's better.
Yeah. But he could still play for Liverpool because he can play across the front three.
Well, Salah, okay, yeah, let's drop Salah.
And you're forgetting Jota breaks down every season. So
he's a Jota backup.
So he could always replace him.
So a Jota backup went for 80 million. A Jota backup went for 80 million, and you're telling me baller.
Listen, he's a baller. He would walk into Arsenal's team and play up front
I don't know if he would right now.
Yes, he would.
I would say it.
Yeah, you think about what you're saying.
Meaty K is doing his job right now. Meaty K.
He would walk into the Arsenal squad. Who else is a team in the Premier League? Walk into any of them.
Listen, he's a good player. He's a good player. Like he's a good striker, and most teams will have him. But yeah, I agree. I think he's 80 million. There's no way he's worth 80 million. There's no way.
Listen,
no. 80 million pounds.
Bro, you're forgetting the market we're in right now.
No, I know the market.
It's 60 mil. So Alvarez, who is better, has to be 80 mil.
So who went for 60?
Dominic Solanke.
I didn't hear you. I don't know why you. I was
Oh,
asking
sorry. Solanke went for 60. So Alvarez, who's better, has
and
to go for 80.
Solanke wasn't worth it either. Like,
No,
it is
Solanke
what it
not
is.
worth it.
It's not worth
Solanke's
it.
not 60 run. No, it's not 60 mil.
But listen, we'll get on to Solanke, guys. That's a topic in of itself. But I think, yeah, Gundogan is key.
But the issue is, I hear what you're saying about Gundogan being the key, but Haaland just scored 2 hat-tricks in a row. Like 2 hat-tricks in a row, and it just makes you think, I think he's getting better. And that it's just like,
I feel sorry for the rest of us. Boy,
yeah, like, the thing is, no one could stop him. Like, no one could actually, like, if you, I'm actually watching, like, playing against Kilman, decent defender, like, good player, like good little baller, and it's nothing for him. It's just yeah, watch the line, bam, hat trick, like cutting in his left foot, bang, like yeah, all right. He played against Saliba and Gabriel had to play well against him to stop him doing that. I don't even know if that, like, if he's on his form, we're playing them in 2 weeks. I don't even know if they're gonna stop him. Like, he's moving a bit mad, and it's a bit worrying. he's moving a bit mad. He's just moving mad because you know what? If they didn't have Haaland, right, it will obviously be difficult, but like he just guarantees them the goals. It's like that part is sorted. Everything else,
you don't have to think about it.
That part is sorted. Yeah. Whereas Arsenal, like for example, we may find a couple of games where we're struggling to get that. Everyone's right, but we just can't score because we ain't got that guy. But this guy, that's the one part they're all right with. And the thing is, they don't have to be great at the back. Like, they conceded to Ipswich, they conceded to West Ham, but it doesn't matter. Don't matter, man. It's annoying, man.
I think Ramon made a point there that I just wanted to just highlight real quickly. He said something along the lines of like, who can stop Haaland or no one can stop Haaland. Like, I don't want to misquote, but the players that you mentioned when you were talking about like who could stop Haaland, they're all meaty guys. Like you mentioned, I think you said.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Haaland scored hat trick against you this season.
I just want to say one thing.
Haaland's dunking on Van Dijk this season.
I just want to say one thing. Yeah, Haaland has been very silent when it comes to playing against Liverpool centre backs. I'm going on mute.
Yeah, but Nat, okay. So what I'm trying to say is that that doesn't even matter, because if you're saying that the guys he's played against are meaty, he's playing against them most of the time this season. If anything, there's 2 good defenses. There's Arsenal and Liverpool. Everyone else is going to be at that level where he can just brush past them. And even I'm saying, against Arsenal, I wouldn't be surprised if he does the same thing. And like, to be honest, if they don't beat Liverpool, that don't matter. It don't matter. They could lose both games. That don't matter. Like, because he will still have the other 6 teams around him. Like this is what I'm like. The team you're saying media, West Ham away, are not supposed to be a meaty team. They're supposed to be a good, hard team away from home. The crowd gets up and it's hard to beat them. And he's just brushing past them like they're kids in the playground. That's not right. That's not right, but it's the Premier League. That's not right. League in the world.
Not right.
It's not.
Listen,
Kylian Mbappe ain't doing that in Real Madrid.
Listen. I'm just gonna say this. I said, what did I say earlier? That Alvarez held back Haaland last season. He did. Pep trying to make them work together. It didn't work. Now Haaland back, the main man. That's got back-to-back hat tricks. The guy's looking on fire. He's just unstoppable. Haaland doesn't need anyone next to him. Alvarez just held him back for a season. Almost made Cole Palmer take top goal scorer from him. He can't have it. And that's why Alvarez had to go. You might are saying Alvarez is cold and he's this and that. There's a reason why he had to go. He can't compete with Haaland. There was no way. They can't work together. And Haaland keep this up, and hopefully it would just cement him being the best in the world, or the next best in the world, in my opinion. He was already there, but it's cemented now.
Don't you want Nico Jackson to be the best? Like,
and Nico Jackson will never get beyond that level of Haaland.
Let's go to there. When you look,
But
when you look,
come on, we know. That's like saying, do I want him to be
Weren't-
like Messi or
weren't you lot
Ronaldo?
weren't you lot supposed to sign Osimhen? What happened there? Don't worry, we get to Chelsea in a bit.
I'm ready
Don't
to get
worry,
onto
we
that.
got Chelsea in a bit.
Whenever you're ready. When you're ready, I'll speak in it. When you're ready, I'll speak.
Ramsey, did Arsenal do enough?
What against Brighton or in the transfer market? 'Cause, boy,
both in it.
boy, all I'll say before we get onto that,
Transfer market. Go on.
before I get onto that, I watched Man United against Liverpool today, and I watched it closely. Diogo Dalot picked up the ball and threw it, and he just jogged back, and Declan Rice kicked the ball about a yard, and he got booked for that. That's all I'll say. Anyway, transfer market. You know what? Arsenal are jokers because they make it look like it's cool that we got Sterling, and it might be good in the end. But it's the way they left it to the last minute just to make it feel like, you know what, lads, I got you. It's not. It looked like we're not going to sign anyone. We ain't going to get no one for you, and then we'll just get a Sterling in the last minute just to appease the fact because we knew they needed someone else. I think they didn't get who they wanted to get. Like obviously the main one they tried to get was Sesko.
Yeah.
He obviously chose to stay. There was links here and there. Otherwise, Fabrizio kind of teased something by saying that Newcastle had people come in and Isak, they said he was untouchable. So I have a feeling that we've tested the waters there with Isak, and Newcastle just said no, he's not selling him. Nico Williams was the big link as well, and obviously, and I guess it is what it is. If they don't want to come, they don't want to come, and they couldn't. So I feel like they've settled for Sterling. But if you're going to settle for anyone, he's not bad. He's not a bad player to settle for. On the last day, in the last minute, get a loan deal. You're paying half the wages. No obligation to buy. So if the worst comes to the worst, you just send him back. If it don't work out, you send. And I think that's what it is. I generally think I'm hoping next year, maybe they go for the Isak. They just go and get that because he's got one more year in it or whatever, and they just go and get him or someone of that ilk. And we don't even need to buy Sterling, and you can send him back. Or he does well, and we end up trying to get him on a cheaper deal. But so in terms of the numbers, Calafiori, Moreno, backup goalkeeper, David Raya, Sterling. It's good. Is it good enough to beat Man City? That's the problem.
I'm worried. I'm worried for Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie. No, I am. Like, listen, before the season started, I really believed this is Arsenal's year. The Gundogan signing, firstly, was like
it's thrown you, yeah.
The Gundogan signing, like, because Man City before that, Man City didn't do nothing. They got Savio in, cool, all right. And then they sold Alvarez. That was it. Calvin Phillips went. That was it. They didn't do anything.
Cancelo went.
Say again.
Cancelo went.
Yeah, that was after the Gundogan anyway. But Cancelo went. There was talk about potentially De Bruyne, Ederson, all that kind of stuff. Well, more Ederson than De Bruyne, to be fair. But Man City looked a bit, what's really going on? And then the Gundogan signing happens. You're like, oh my God. Let's bring the band back together. And at that point, obviously, Arsenal are like, guys, what are you doing? You know you need a forward. What are you playing at? And it looked like they weren't going to get anyone. I do think Sterling's a good signing. I think he's going to do good especially because I don't know what's happened with Martinelli. He just doesn't look threatening, or like, I don't know. It just doesn't look like really.
It's not there.
And Trossard's a good replacement for Martinelli. A lot of time his impact off the bench, his versatility is good as well. But you ain't gonna want to bank on him, 30 games starting from the left. And I think Sterling, you can bank 20 games starting where Sterling's gonna perform from that left hand side. He obviously can play from the right as well. So if ever there's an injury to Saka, you're not completely out of your depth. But is it enough? Is it enough? And I feel like I look at Arsenal's forwards, and there's numbers, there's a quantity of players there. but they're all just a bit. They're decent. I don't do a job. You need it all to come together. The same way when you said you can bank, guarantee, lock it in, Haaland scoring. Haaland's getting me X amount of goals. I don't care what anyone else does. It's like Salah at Liverpool. Whatever happens around him, my man's getting 25 goals. Lock it in. What can the rest of you do? I don't know if there's anyone at Arsenal. No. There is nobody at Arsenal who you can guarantee 20 goals this season. Nobody.
It's interesting though, because
that's a problem.
In the interview before the game, Havertz talking to Rio Ferdinand about trying to get to 20 goals. That was like his aim. His aim is to get to 20 league goals is what he wants to. So I feel like it's been spoken about as right. You're going to be the number 9. 20 league goals is your aim, and then everyone else will chip in with an amount. And I actually think we'll do a right numbers wise. Everyone together. It's just the issue of is it still enough to beat City?
You know what it is? It's not even about 20 goals, you know. Like obviously 20 goals by definition of what I'm about to say, it is going to be at least 20. It's more like you need to score in 20 games. That's really what it is. It's not even a 20 goal because obviously by scoring 20 games, it's going to be 20 minimum. But if man bangs a hat trick one game and then doesn't score for free, that's a problem. You need to score this week, next week, like Diego Costa. Remember Diego Costa used to score 1 goal a game for Chelsea, nothing more, nothing less, and he got 20 2 seasons in a row. They won the league, or he done it in 2 seasons and they won the league in both of those seasons. That's what you need. Is this man going to score in 20 games between now and
Mbappe finally opened up his account? Sorry.
In the league, he scored in the cup final, Super Cup final already. By the way, anyway.
Where's his hat trick? Go on.
I don't know what you said. What did you say?
I said, where's his hat trick back to back?
Sorry, it's coming. And it's that consistency, it's that guarantee. And listen, he may do it, but I tell you, it's going to be a struggle. Like it's going to be like, oh, he's on 17, 5 games to go, and he gets 20. Haaland's on 20 by Christmas. Like Haaland's on 7 already. Like, it's crazy. Obviously, it's hard to compare, but all I'm saying is, if Arsenal are to win the league, it all has to come together. Saka has to keep doing what he's doing for the last few years. Havertz has to score 20 goals, and a third player, whether that be Sterling or whatever, has to. You're probably looking at 20 goal contributions, give or take. 20 goal contributions. It might be 10 goals, 10 assists. It might be 17 goal contributions, 8, whatever it is. It has to be plus 15. And then that's outside of...
Odegaard got that.
No, wait. That's outside of Martinelli doing his bit. I'm talking, you need to have 3 forwards who you're saying, I'm getting it from. Because the way the way Arsenal have to be is basically Liverpool when they were challenging City. Who is your Salah? Who is your Firmino? Who is your Mane? Trent will get what he gets. Robertson will do his thing. And then he might get a big goal from, odd play here or there. But your 3 main attackers, what are you bringing me? What are you guaranteeing me? And it can happen. Arsenal can click. But you're already 2 points down. You're already 2 points down. And Man City are on fire.
Yeah.
You see, even City don't even ever start good. This is crazy.
I mean, I think it's a bit of a myth in terms of whether City start good or not. But what's clear is that they're not usually at their best. They usually get results.
Yeah, they're not at the races.
They're not playing. They're free flowing as much. They look on fire right now. And Rodri ain't kicked the ball yet. Foden's barely kicked the ball in anger. Yeah. Good luck, Arsenal. That's all I can say. Better you than me, because if I was playing as well as you lot and not winning league titles, I'll be pissed. Like Liverpool were in the last few years on the club, where they're like, oh my God, what more could we do? 90 point, 90 this point, 90 that point. Good luck. That's what I'm gonna say. You're
The
gonna.
man said, "Good luck."
No,
Good luck.
Before we get on to Chelsea, I had a little thing on Solanke overpriced. What did Tottenham do good business this summer?
No.
I don't know.
Guys, we are not having this conversation in 2024.
What are you saying?
Come on. We can't keep doing this. We know
Solanke-
players do. We know players don't go for their value. They go for what they're worth. They go for what the club priced them for. Like if a club doesn't want a player to go, they will overinflate the price. Say, look, he's not leaving unless you give me 80 ATMs minimum when he's worth 30 or 35.
Yeah, but I guess
Because-
it's
But
yeah, but
that's
it's weighing.
how it
It's
is.
weight. Yeah, but it's weighing up. It's weighing up. You can still say if it's overpriced because you still paid overpriced money. Like
Yes,
for
it's
example,
overpriced.
right? Gay is not worth 70 million
or
pounds.
70 mil.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
He's not. But if Newcastle bought him, I would say he's overpriced. Like they paid too much for him. Now he may work for them and he may get them the clean sheets that they need, whatever, to get them into the top 4.
Yes.
Then you can say, okay, maybe he's meeting his value. But at the moment that they spent the money, I can still say he's overpriced. Like for me, Solanke is overpriced, but I do think
I hear that.
I do
He's
think
not
I do
worth
think I do think they need him. I do think they need him.
So
Is
that's
he
what
gonna be
I hear
worth the
that.
money that they're
But
paying for him?
that's the thing. Like at this time, if players actually if players went for their value, actually, let's just say in a perfect world, in transfers, players actually went for their value. But if multiple clubs are bidding, then they might put in an extra so and so. Then fair enough. But in this world now, it's not like that. Like flipping
Okay,
a League One team could say, "I want 50 million." It's up to you as the club. How bad do you want this player that you're willing to spend that money? So therefore, the player can't be held accountable for their overpricedness because the club tried to price them out of a move. In my opinion.
But could the club have bought someone else? Like for example, is it better for them to spend 40 million on Ivan Toney than 60 million on Solanke?
But would they have gotten Ivan Toney for
probably not
40 million?
Probably not.
Well, why not?
Exactly my
I don't
point.
think Brentford would have sold him to Spurs.
He would have
But wait, why not? They sold him to Saudi for 40.
Yeah, they did, but
I think got more money.
Yeah, I just think they were the only option. They're literally the only option. They had to take it. They had to take it at the end. And obviously Spurs weren't going to wait until end of August. So if Spurs wanted to buy him for the start of the season, Brentford could have held out.
But this is just my point of view on this whole players. Like players can't help it. Like if the club is trying to price them out of, most of the times these clubs put these prices on in hope that the club other club don't activate it. And then they go and activate it. And then all of a sudden, a player that's valued 20 mil goes for 80 mil. And all of a sudden he's supposed to be a world beater because everyone just wants to throw banter around. It's not
it depends how you're looking at the question, because it seems like you're looking at the question from the case of Solanke's gonna flop for 65 million. My question is more in the case of, did Spurs need to spend 65 million on Solanke? Could that money have been spent elsewhere better? Maybe the answer is no. It's a question. It's not a statement. Maybe the answer is no. Maybe you couldn't get Toney for 40 million. Maybe, I don't know who the other options are. You can say, well, they could have just started with Richarlison. Maybe it's worth 65 million to not have Richarlison and just like. So maybe he's not overpriced because the cost of not paying that is having Richarlison as your striker. So maybe the answer is no, he's not. But I think you can still judge a transfer.
Oh, Mbappe with his second.
I can say, he asked for a hat trick. Anyway,
he's behind.
He asked for a hat trick.
Asked for a back-to-back hat trick. But go on.
No, but yeah, Anthony overpriced. We paid 80 million, and he's crap.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing.
If it was 20 million,
but that's the problem.
Crap. I'll be like,
no one would bat an eyelid, and no one would be like, nah, because obviously he came for 20 million. But Ajax didn't want to let him go, so they said, you want him, you got to spend this.
Yeah.
And then in the hopes that Man United don't activate it, but they go and activate it, and now all of
No,
a sudden Antony has this
priced-
price tag of 80 million, and everyone's expecting
But no,
8
but it's not
million.
about. It's not about but I'm not. It's not about whether I expect 80 million pound performance from Anthony. It's about whether we got value for money. Even if we paid 20 million for him, we still wouldn't get value for money. But you could say, you know what? That's why it costs 20 million, because what does 20 million
Yes,
get you this
understood.
year? A championship player. 80 million gets you
It's a lot of money.
a world beater. That's a fact. You put 80 million on the table, or maybe not. Maybe it's not even a fact anymore.
Not in these days, because that
Yeah,
would
it
mean
It
they're
depends where you
Austrian.
are. It depends where you are.
Personally, I think Spurs got finessed.
Wait, ain't
Bournemouth.
Solanke your boy?
Wait, man.
I'm confused on how Solanke even how Solanke's even
Spurs-
moving like that.
Go on, that.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, Solanke is he's good. Like he's a decent striker. You know, he got a good amount of goals last season. But for what Spurs' ambitions are, for where they want to be and to challenge the top four and win trophies or whatever, they've basically bought a butter knife to cut yam. That's what they've done. That's what they've
I've
done.
never heard that
They've
before.
And they've done it twice now.
Yo.
They've done it twice now. They bought Richie Spice and they've bought Solanke.
No, I've never
How
heard
do
that
you
one
plan
before.
to push when you buy a butter knife to cut yam? That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm glad they spent that 65 mil. Liverpool made 9 million off that, and if he does something else, we get 2 million in additional add-ons. So big up you, Dominic Solanke. Thank you for being a product of Liverpool.
But why do you care you got 9 million?
What's his name?
Why do you care that you got 9 million? Because you're not
Yeah,
spending.
that's how they got Chiesa.
Okay, got 9 million.
Yeah. We use that money to get Chiesa.
Javan,
Yes.
how good are Chelsea? I mean, you got in, and this is also the last podcast. You got in Felix, you got in Sancho. I think Neto was there before, if I'm correct. Yeah, Neto was there before, but you got in Felix, you got in Sancho. Sterling's off the books. Chalobah's off the books. You hit
Am
Wolves
I frozen?
for 6. Nope. Am I frozen?
Shit, hold on. Everything's just disappeared off my screen. One sec.
No, you're not
Can you
frozen
hear
for me. No one's
Okay.
frozen for me.
Yeah, no one's
Oh
frozen.
God, my whole computer's crashing out. Can you hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can't hear-
And we
I
can
can
see
see
you.
you
I can
now.
see you.
We
Everything's
can
crashing
hear
out
and
on my
see
end.
you.
We can hear.
Okay.
We can see you. Everything's fine on our side.
Okay, my screen's gone. But yeah, go on.
You hit Wolves for 6. Maresca got Jackson scoring from 4 chances. Is how good are Chelsea? Has the transfer strategy finally come together now? Has it worked?
I'll say a striker is still missing. Felix and Sancho were buys that I personally weren't first choice for me. Maybe if we had not signed Felix, we would have had that extra bit of cash to give to Osimhen. But then again, Gallagher wouldn't have gone. So obviously it's a whole circus there at the moment with that. It's all a mess. A striker was needed. Osimhen was their target and they didn't get it. I would say the team, from what I've seen, it looks like it can be good. Maybe they got to move the ball a little bit quicker. I guess we're going to have some good days where 6 will go past. And there's going to be days like today where everything goes wide and then get absolutely knocked and then end up drawing 1-1. So it's going to be a frustrating season, I can tell. I think a lot needs to be... I feel like they probably need some more time. They can get to it. Maybe Jackson could be that guy. Maybe he can come clutch and somehow start putting goals. Maybe. I don't know. But all I know is a striker, like, I'm not too happy with the window. A striker should have come in. But then again, what strikers are really out there?
Osimhen.
How good is Osimhen really? Like,
Solanke for 65 million could have got.
This is what I'm saying. Like, are there any strikers? Everyone's a forward.
Should have got Julian Alvarez.
Martinez is out there. Just
Wait,
saying
did
about
they
Nezuka.
bid for Tony? What happened with that? Did they bid for Tony? Because
I don't even know.
There
It
was
was-
just noise with that. I think that was just noise. There's just like looking at Tony, but nothing really happened with that. Why? Yeah, everything's gone for me.
Because we're here, you can still see you. So let's just
He's,
continue
yeah.
he's
for now.
crashing
Let's
out like their
continue
policy, man.
let's continue for now. Onto you can fix it straight after. You didn't get a defender,
Yeah, that too is
Thursday.
missing.
and a
they
lot
got
of
tossing.
oh, they got Tosin on
Fulham.
the free. He's not going to be starting. I don't think. A lot of Chelsea fans, and not just Chelsea fans, people in general, but a lot of Chelsea fans, their only concern is the defense. So they're saying like we got not only sorry, that's not true because they say that we need a striker, but they're happy with the forwards, all the options that you've got: Madueke, Sancho, Neto, Felix, Nkunku, etc., etc. They're all happy with the options, but you didn't get a defender. That's going to start. Is that a concern?
It's a concern because unless Wesley Fofana and Colwell get it together,
Is
we're gonna
Colwell
keep
fraud?
leaking.
Sorry.
Huh?
So is Colwell a fraud? Oh, sorry, continue.
I don't know. I would say, like I said, I never really highly rated him. I was just like, yo, what is all this hype? It's just more Colburn hype, really. Colburn. Oh yeah, just more hype. Like we just look at these players, like,
Coburn.
oh, this.
Obviously,
Yeah, they look this.
Jeremy
Coburn.
Corbyn.
No, sorry, not Corbyn.
Coburn,
Whatever the fucking
Coburn, man.
training ground, whatever it is. Yeah, they just love those players off like the Chalobah and Mason Mount and all of this stuff. Yeah, so I feel like that's all it is really from him. I think he's average at best. Like the goals leaking in all the time is a sign of that. But then again, it's a new partnership. Like these man, well, I say these man. Fofana was out for a whole season. Fofana was decent when he was at Leicester. Yeah, Leicester. So I would say give them time. If it's gonna be leaking goals, then it needs to be like. Then the other end need to go and score the goals, like when Klopp had the craziness where he would
I get
concede 5 and they'll score 6. That's the only way this works until they find the right balance. Because right now the balance is it's very top heavy right now at Chelsea. Like attack galore. Like I don't doubt that we can't attack, and this is what we needed at one point when it was just only Hazard. And remember we had when HH was saying what we've got Pedro, Hazard,
and William,
Pedro,
Nedro, Pedrian,
all of that. That's all we had, and it was just so like when Hazard wasn't there, we saw that the team was just struggling, and it was just awful. Like everything had to go for him. But this is what I like here, where the threat can come from any one of them, and even though you'd have your main man like Palmer or even Madueke at this moment in time, I do remember saying, you know what, just give him a chance, just play him on the right, why not? And he's delivering a bit. Like he's cold, but obviously his finishing's got a thing. Like I have faith. I have a little more faith in this attacking front, but the defense, yeah, the attack is gonna have to bail out the defense until these men either find a way to work or tweak something. Like I feel like the team is just too attack heavy. Like let's look at the starting lineup. What's his name on the left? His name's gone from me. David. From left back.
Cucurella.
Cucurella. Got Cucurella, Colwell, Wesley Fofana, and on the right Gusto. That is very attacking. The only one there that's a bit defensive that stays back a bit is Wesley Fofana.
Yeah.
And then you got in the midfield, Caicedo, Fernandez. As much as Caicedo's supposed to be the one that steps back, I feel like he goes forward a lot.
Yeah, he likes to get forward.
And Fernandez, once again, another attacking. So once again, like very attacking minded. And then the front, and then obviously the front, they're all attackers. Right now, everyone is attacking from goalkeeper right to the front. Like there's no one there apart from Wesley Fofana, I would say. And he's still young. That's got defending on their mind. Everyone's attacking. So at this rate, they're gonna.
Lavia didn't start today, did he?
He's injured.
Oh.
He's injured.
Oh,
That's what
he's
I
injured.
like. Yeah, he's injured.
Oh, that's such a shame.
He could be a very good player. He's more defensive minded.
He played quite well against Man City.
But this is it. That sounded so bitter because he got turned
Yep.
down by Lavia.
No, but I think while you're still
Nah, he
here,
didn't give you a number. Move on,
I
man.
just Javern highlighted something really important with Chelsea's defense, because obviously I feel like it's very concerning that they sold their best centre back to Napoli.
Who's that?
Lukaku.
I'm screaming. This guy. All I'm saying is like the Chelsea team is very the team is very attack minded from the back all the way forward. So the leaking of goals, I think, is gonna happen throughout, because like I said, everyone's attack minded. Like there's no left back that's here to defend. The defenders are all pretty much like, let's get the ball moving forward. Like Colwell's definitely, from what I've seen, he's a very attacking minded defender. At this point, he might as well be a DM. Like I said, everyone is very attack minded at the moment, and I think the defensive balance isn't there. So yeah, we're gonna leak goals, and maybe it favors the attackers, because if we just ping across or ping in a good cross pass, just like even the goal that Sanchez created last against Wolves, where it was from a goal kicked it out, someone picked it up on the left, came in, and then a goal came from it. Like that's what's happening here. Everything is just straight attack. So I don't think I don't even think there's a defender right now out there. Like every defender is just, is he good in his feet? Can he pass the ball? Like the last actual defender that was defense first, Man City bought him, and that was Ruben Diaz. That was the last actual defender out there. I can't see any others, bro. I can't. Everyone is like, football's broken at the moment. Everyone just passes. Goalkeepers are passing. Defenders are passing. Everyone is passing to the point where we don't have any strikers anymore. Everyone's just a forward. All these wingers want to cut in and shoot. Like, we don't have a good old number 9. They don't exist. Centre halves can't. They're just passing. They get knocked off the ball easy. They don't exist. And then when they do exist, they end up going for so much money because they're a rarity. Everything is a system. Everything's a system now. It's all square pegs fitting round holes, or whatever the saying is. That's what it is now. Football's broken.
The issue I've got with Chelsea is that they've got I think they've got enough. They've got so much, yeah. It's kind of all right. Like Neto's a good player. João Felix is decent. And Nkunku, if he's fit.
That's the thing, we don't even know about Nkunku. He was injured for a whole season.
Palmer, we know he's a good player. Madueke, he's all right. But to be honest, I don't think he's going to play much when Sancho's now here, because Sancho is all right as well. And then you got like Lavia and Caicedo and Fernand. Like, I think like it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and I don't get it. But I think they just got enough players that it might just kind of work. In a way,
but that's the thing.
I didn't have them. I don't think I had them in my top 6. But they've got just so many numbers that how can I not get Europe?
It can't not work.
Yeah. It can't not work.
There's too many options for it. And I'm not saying winning a title work, but it's too many options
to not be in the top 5
for it not to be, relatively successful.
Yeah.
For it to end up a flop. That's the way I'm looking at Chelsea.
I would say this is a good headache for Maresca.
This is the gluttony they talk about in the Bible.
Yeah.
Overcompensate. But your belly's full. Like, whichever way you look at it, your belly's full.
I would say this is
but your belly's full.
What's it? This is a good headache for Maresca, because like there's some teams out there that have a bag of deadwood, like for instance, no shade, like Man United. You would want to be in a position like this where. Sorry, say that again.
I said shade, yes.
No, there's no shade. I'm just using it as an example.
Shade us, yes. We got pure dead. What are you talking about?
No, but obviously, I'm just saying it. Like the difference. The difference is like obviously we have a bunch of players where a spot for choice where it's not like they're not bad, but they've got promise and talent. And if it can be coached correctly, and then something good can come from it. So we're in a position where we're picking from all of these.
The only thing is, we know that in 2 years, it's all going to change. That whole squad's going to change in 2 years, because it did 2 years ago. Like, this will happen when you bought Sterling and Lukaku and Mudryk, and like this is what's going to happen is that 2 years they're going to.
These players are on like 9-year contracts, and Jackson just extended now, so they're set to stick with this bunch. Apparently,
They're not. They're moving. 2 years, they're all gone. They're all gone. I literally,
I'm
what I said
screaming.
the
What, to
other day.
Arsenal? Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Jadon Sancho. I'm ready for him. Give him 2 years. Let him come true. He's coming true. Like, I've accepted that now. That's what happens. This boy. Yeah, but somehow it kind of has to work. Yeah, this is crazy.
No, it has to. It has to.
And they bought
I think
Kiernan Dewsbury Hall.
Jesus Christ.
They bought so many players that you don't even know who's there. You don't know who this guy is from Barcelona up front. Guiu. They got some guy on the bench. They said I saw some guy on the bench today called Vega. I don't know who he is. Like,
And
I don't
he's left
understand. Players coming in left, right, and center in that club. I don't get it. But somehow it can't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Pedro Neto is the one that I like though. But then, is he even gonna play him? I don't know, man.
If he can stay fit as well, he's another one.
They put
Yeah, he
Pedro.
plays.
They
I think
Sancho.
he starts on the left. See, this is the problem. Like, I don't even know who starts, but
Also,
Palmer
you say
starts
that.
for
You
sure.
say he starts on the left,
Who
but
starts?
maybe this week he starts on the left.
Yeah, it's this week.
No,
Every
but I'm
other
saying
week.
fully fit squad. Obviously, Felix and that has come in and all that. But for me personally, like, I would say on the left, if we had got an Osimhen, it would have been I would have had Jackson move to the left, in all honesty. But
If you buy
or
Osimhen, Jackson don't touch that side 11 at all. Nowhere near. He's
I-
lucky to start it now.
Look,
no,
right,
I hear that. I hear that.
right.
But
If
yeah, definitely.
if everyone's fit, Jackson, Palmer, Caicedo, and Fofana are your only guaranteed starters.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anyone
I would
else
say
can
that.
take.
Even
Yeah, I would say
Jackson.
that.
Even Jackson. With
No.
Felix.
He's the only striker. He's the only striker. They have to.
No,
only
Jackson starts.
Give him
100%.
2 months.
Jackson
If he
starts.
goes a month without scoring a goal, Joao Felix is starting false 9.
It's true.
I'll give him 1 month. If he goes 1 month without scoring a single goal, Joao Felix is false 9 for the rest of the season.
But Felix's best position is cam, right? Or middle 9, or whatever the heck they want to call it. I don't know. But
Wait,
Palmer
is Joao
don't move
Felix
from there.
even good?
I don't rate him too highly.
I think so.
But Palmer doesn't move from that middle. I don't care what anyone says.
Is Joao Felix actually good?
I think
Don't
last time I saw him for one game.
It's part of that
You know,
decent.
You know.
Good.
I think Joao Felix. Yeah, he's a part of like I'm writing a list of players that are being used for money laundering. Morata's the first one. Felix is the second one.
Morata.
Ask Carl, because he used him like them last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
He was at Barcelona.
Lukaku must be top 3. The transfer fees that man has gone.
Lukaku's top 3. Yeah, he's up there. He's up there.
Laundering him. Who's there? Lukaku,
Is it Morata, Felix, and
Morata. Yeah, them three
Top
definitely.
3. Fraud. I'm telling you,
They're
fraud.
right up there. Kyle. So of the top 6, who won the transfer window? Whatever that means.
When you say top 6, the teams that finished first and second, or the big 6? You mean
The big 6.
big 6? Who won the transfer window?
Who had the best and who had the worst?
I would say, a good one. You know what? For what it's worth, and I don't know how much it's worth, I would probably
It's
say
worth nothing. Chelsea win it every year. It's not worth anything.
I would say Chelsea probably had the best window, and it's just that you lot said, just the simple fact of the sheer numbers that they got. That there's not even a strategy. Actually, no, I tell you, there's a strategy behind it. The strategy is just force it. They're forcing an issue. I say forcing an issue. They're forcing a solution. They're just forcing it. It's just buy as many as you can. If we've got 30 players, we're bound to find 11 that's going to work and get us somewhere. They're forcing a solution. And because I'll be very real, even though they got rid of Raheem Sterling, signing Jadon Sancho was completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. I could not understand it. I could not understand. There wasn't even, and you know what? You know
Can't
what's
work it
worse,
out.
right? You know what's worse, right? The man said that the manager, said that he had a word with Sterling and said that, look, listen, you're not in my plans. You're not in my first team plans. You're not in my plans. I want something different from my wingers. And then I look at the wingers that he has, and he's got like Pedro Neto, and he's got like Mudric and
I'm back.
Maduiki, and you like some people, some players that like to run at people. I'm not saying they're good or anything, but just them type of players. And then you sign Jadon Sancho, and I look at it and I think, well, what is it that he was looking for from his wingers? What is it that Jadon Sancho offers that Raheem Sterling doesn't offer? I was so confused. I said, the Jadon Sancho signing was completely 100% unnecessary.
Yeah,
It
I
made
believe I hear
absolutely
that, Carl.
made
I
absolutely no
disagree.
I
sense.
agree with that.
But also,
Disagree.
so
And
can I just say, sorry, can I just say one thing before you say it? The thing that I found funny is that when Mudryk went to Chelsea, Graham Potter sat him down and had this massive plan, big plan. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and he talks about this plan. He's gonna have him, and apparently he sat him down for 2 to 3 hours, and he had pages and pages of what he's gonna do with Mudryk here, there. My man was gone within what 2, 3 months. And then Lampard came in, and then Poch came in, and then Resco's here. So all this stuff about this manager's told me this. But what does that mean when the manager's not going to be there in a few months? Like Resco ain't going to be there for more than 2 years, is he? If he makes it to the end of the season, like it's crazy. It's crazy.
I
it's
think
crazy.
I
It
I
is
think
think
crazy.
I think
They're moving.
if
They're
the
moving
season
slowly.
goes well, he would stay.
I'm just saying, Kyle, I think you're wrong. He was a necessary, like Chelsea did need him, because in order to be Mandem FC, you need Mandem. So Sancho is like the head honcho. Like he's Mr. Kennan where it started. He has to be at Chelsea, man.
No, man, complete unnecessary. And
Needed, man.
even though I'm giving Chelsea the title of, I'm saying that they had the best window out of the big six. They also didn't have a great window, in the sense that I'm giving it to them because they signed a lot of players and they signed a lot of forwards who I also think was completely unnecessary. But for me, they didn't address the bigger issues, which was they needed a striker and they needed some defenders. Because I'll be completely honest with you, I would not be surprised if Chelsea went this entire season and didn't keep a clean sheet. I wouldn't be surprised. I absolutely hate that back line. It looks disgusting. It looks awful. I can't listen. Cucurella was a castaway at that team. The only reason why he's in that team is because Spain won the Euros and somehow managed to make him look like a half decent player. He's horrendous.
No,
He's
it's not even
absolutely
that, Carl.
horrendous.
He was starting
No,
to
no,
pick
no.
up
He's not.
form.
No,
He
no.
started
He's
to pick up
playing
form
because
towards
Spain
the
won
end
the
of the
Euros.
season. He
And there's
started to
too
pick up
many.
some form.
There's too many players that are living off the back of other people's success in international football. And I'll give you some examples. Argentina winning the World Cup. Some players like Alvarez, Enzo, people, getting too much credit because they won the World Cup. Spain win the Euros when realistically, Spain won the Euros because of probably about three key players: Danny Olmo, Nico Williams, and Lamine Yamal. Pretty much those three.
And
Everyone
Rodri.
else was just,
Rodri.
oh yeah, and Rodri. Oh, sorry, forgive me. And
Yeah,
Rodri.
wasn't
Those
Rodri
four. Those
Zubimendi
four.
came on that final anyway. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, them four. Like, literally, them four players is why Spain won the Euros. Everyone else was just a utility player doing a specific role. Morata, Cucurella, all them man there, just playing a role. But them four players, they won Spain the Euros, and everyone else is getting all this hype and excitement unnecessarily. Like all of a sudden, Ben Chilwell is not the left back. I don't rate Ben Chilwell. I don't think he's no amazing left back. And like I said, Cucurella is probably only playing because he won the Euros. and now they've got this new left back I never even heard of, Vega. Like, but all the money that they spent, they didn't buy a striker, they didn't buy defenders. That team is gonna leak goals left, right, and
Left,
center.
right, and center. Yep.
Left, right, and center. They're going to
Yep.
absolutely ship goals left, right, and center. They
Still
couldn't
think they need a
even beat
goalkeeper.
Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge. Bro, of course they need a goalkeeper. There's a lot of things that they need. But for whatever reason, they think that scoring goals and outscoring their opponent is going to get them where they need to be. And it's been proven in the past that that strategy doesn't always work. It pretty much almost always doesn't work. Liverpool was that team once before in their earlier years when it was just, we're going to try and win every game 4-3, 5-2, 4-2, you know, just try and outscore their opponents.
Carl,
It's not
is
always,
this-
it's not
is-
always going to work.
Sorry, is this you just explaining why Chelsea won transfer window? Because
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
you ain't said anything one good thing about the transfer window.
Personally, I
No,
think
they
Villa
signed,
won
they
it.
signed
But
loads of forwards.
anyways,
They signed loads of forwards. In terms of who had the worst, who we got? We got Arsenal, Man City, Spurs, Chelsea. Ed.
Liverpool.
It's got to be Liverpool. Man. They didn't
United.
sign nobody. It's Liverpool. Liverpool had the worst. They didn't sign nobody. Like they walked in with the same team.
Yeah,
They
I think it has to. I think
signed-
it has to be
they signed-
Liverpool.
They signed Chiesa, which was also another completely unnecessary signing. So they've walked into the season basically with the exact same team.
All
And
this is just showing
what's
just not many players.
annoying? I think what's annoying about Liverpool is that Liverpool went in and they wanted a number 6 and they bidded for a number 6. They had a player in mind. They didn't get their player, and it's like they've done this in the past with Lavia and Caicedo. They don't get the player that they want. They don't go in and get we've got a plan B. We didn't get the player that was number 1 on our list. Okay, but who was number 2 on your list? They didn't make no moves for nobody else. There was no number 2 on the list. It's like it's a position that you've been trying to fill for the past 2 seasons. Surely you must have a number 2 on the list. Like, yeah. So Liverpool's got to have the worst window.
I think Arsenal have had the best window, and it's not by necessary. I feel like they filled the positions they wanted to fill. They got the defender, they got the midfielder, they got the forward, they got the goalkeeper. Like they sorted out. They didn't need an overhaul, so it wasn't like they needed many players. I feel like they've out of the 6, that one looks the most sort of one in terms of what they want. Whether it's going to be enough is a different case. And yeah, between Man City and Liverpool, there's something about Man City that makes me feel like players are not going there because they're worried about what's going to happen with these charges. Something in my head is saying that because I find it weird they didn't sign anyone. I feel like.
I've heard, because you're not the first person I've heard say
They did
that.
sign somebody. They signed that Brazilian the one that's like Mahrez.
Yeah, from the club that they already own. Yeah.
Oh.
Why would players care? You're getting paid anyway. You got a contract. You're getting paid.
Yeah, but if Man City are going to get charged and then potentially so many amount of points that they're going to get kicked out the league or whatever,
yeah,
then they're going to want to put in a clause in their contract. Now, from what I'm hearing, Man City are refusing to put in any relegation clauses in any player's contract that are coming in, which makes me think they are worried that they potentially could get trouble as well.
No,
and so therefore, players are not coming.
Oh, you mean relegation, like release clause?
Yeah, release clause.
Oh, okay, got you.
Because otherwise, they have to stay at Man City.
In
the low leagues. In the lower league. That's yeah. Because I just find it weird. I find it weird. I know they didn't really need anyone, but they got all this money, and all of a sudden they got charged, and now all of a sudden they're not spending any money, and they bought a player from their own club, and they sold Alvarez, and they bought Gundogan for free.
That might be Arsenal's best bet to win the league. Man City getting points with them.
Oh, listen. Right,
would you take it? Would you take it?
Yeah, in a heartbeat. You mean? Give me that. Give me that.
There's no scruples, man.
The worst thing is we probably won't even win the league. Liverpool probably win it.
Relegated, and then all these men stay, they easily walk the championship.
Oh yeah.
They
They
ain't
win
going
like
to the
50 they win
championship, bro.
15-0
They're
every
going to
game.
National League. They're going to National League. They're going straight down to the Vanarama, bro.
No, I don't
I'm
think it
telling
works
you,
like that. I think they'll just go to
bro.
League One now.
The points that they're gonna take here, you're gonna see De Bruyne at Hackney Marshes. I'm telling you.
Now, but let's just
What?
say they jump into the championship. That's crazy. They go right back up the next season. Clear.
Well, it's similar to when Juve got relegated
Yeah.
for their match fixing.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they didn't return to the heady heights of like winning leagues straight away. It still took them a little time because players did leave. And even though they got promoted straight away, it weren't all plain sailing.
I think it's
go
just
on,
gonna
man.
be great seeing De Bruyne playing at his level of League One.
Oh,
Like, when he gets sent down.
You
Down
say
there
that,
with
but
City,
because
man,
they'll
it's gonna be
finish in the top
wonderful.
4, they'll still be playing Champions League, mate.
Well, they wouldn't
No.
because they'll get the points deduction.
Unless they win it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Imagine that. The first time a championship team is in the Champions League. I'm screaming.
Crazy.
Oh
That's
no, that would be
crazy.
too funny.
Yeah, Liverpool for me. Yeah, had the worst. I'm not. That's easy. They didn't sign anyone. Let's keep it. That goalkeeper doesn't count. Sorry, it doesn't count. I'm not counting it. He signed for next season. It doesn't count.
Chiesa don't count.
No, Chiesa counts, but
Oh.
sign one player. All right. One. It wasn't Mbappe.
So wait, are you basing like the best window based on volume
No, based on.
or on quality?
No, okay, I'll tell you what based on. Liverpool finished third last season, and they challenged for the league up to a point, and they fell away. What did you do in the window to bring you closer to winning the league? The answer is nothing.
We got a new manager.
Yeah, a worse manager and no better players. You got
worse manager.
Yeah, right. You had the worst chance of winning the whole league. You lost your manager. You had the worst
You didn't lose
summer.
him. He retired.
So you no longer manage your club.
He said, "Obama out. I'm gone."
You had the worst summer of any English club. You lost your greatest manager.
Nah. Well, yeah.
No,
man's about to cry.
No, in all honesty, when you actually deep it, you had a bad summer. You lost your manager and signed no one of note. Now, it doesn't mean you've got a bad team. It doesn't mean you're not like you finished third last year and you were far and away the third best team in the league. I don't think anyone below has done enough or are good enough to challenge you for that third best team. But I don't know if you've done enough to advance past being the third best team in the league. And that's why I'm saying,
We'll see.
How much have you improved from last season? I don't think you've done enough in this window to do that. But of course, we'll see. Like Man United, of course, we were 8th. So to improve from 8th is easier, you'd hope, than to improve from 3rd. And I can say that, signings we've made, they are improvements on what we had. Chiesa is not an improvement on anything you've had or anything you've got, rather. Well, I guess time will tell, but it's not enough for me. The best one is difficult. When I was actually deep, like for me, to go back to the previous one, how good are Chelsea? As Ramsey was saying, I feel like Chelsea they've got so much stuff, so much good, and a lot of bad. Don't get it twisted. There's so much good and so much bad, but it's enough good. You got so much good and so much bad, but you still got so much good. And it might be good enough to override the bad. So how good are Chelsea? I think Chelsea are decent. Well, they will be decent. But in the window itself, let's not get twisted about the squad and the window. Because we can talk about Madueke, Nkunku, Lavia, Kese. They didn't come this summer. They came previous windows. This window, they bought Neto, Sancho, Felix, Drewsbury Hall,
Gui.
Was Vega not
Tosin.
was Vega not this window?
Well, exactly.
I don't know who he is. I'm asking.
I have no idea. No idea.
Okay.
They could have bought him 5 years ago and just loaned him out. I have no idea where it's come from. And
Tosin?
Tosin. I mean, I say Sancho already.
Jorgensen.
When fit Neto starts. That's it.
Does he really though?
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. But I'm saying, like, Chelsea at best, they've got 2 starters in their team. At best, and that's going to be Neto plus either Sancho or Felix, if they are good enough to start over Madueke, Nkunku, etc. But everyone else, okay, they got a bit more squad there, but they haven't actually. The signings hasn't actually raised the level of Chelsea in terms of the ceiling. Maybe it's brought up the floor because now you've got better depth. You've got Sancho. You've got do you feel better than Gallagher? I don't know. You've lost Thiago Silva. You've got it tossing like. I think Chelsea's window has been. I want to say it's been a bit. I wouldn't say it's overrated because a lot of people have been concerned about it. So I'm not going to say it's been overrated, but the quality of Chelsea's squad is not purely based or even heavily based on this window. So that's why I'm not that excited about it. Like I think Man City with Savio and Gundogan have improved their team more than Chelsea have. And that's with the 2 signings. And they were already the best team in the league.
Yeah, if they're going Osherman, then 100%.
Yeah, so there's a different argument. Completely different. If they got Osherman, it's completely different. Because he raises the ceiling of your starting 11 to another level.
Mm.
But based on that, it's probably Arsenal. Sterling goes into the team for me, 100%.
Does he actually?
No,
He actually
for me,
believe that?
For me, he starts. He has to.
Over Martinelli.
I don't think he will. I
don't think he will either.
And this is why I'm concerned about Arsenal winning the league. How can he not? Sterling should be starting for Arsenal.
No, I don't think he should. I don't think he should. I don't think he should.
That's okay. That's me.
I really don't think he should yet because it just needs to bed in a bit.
I'm not saying he has to start the next game, but maybe but to be fair, he's had a pre-season already. Like he's not.
Yeah.
He's match fit fairly, outside of 3 games. To be fair, by the time he actually come back international break, he might match fit. But yeah, I think I don't know. It's probably just do like Gary Neville say. Well, why not Man United? No, we haven't had the best window because we still got too much deadwood, and
I feel like he still needs a striker.
Yeah, well, I say we sold. Well, I don't know if we need a striker, but we need a forward, and we got rid of Sancho, which I don't have a problem with because he didn't do anything for us. But we got Anthony. Rashford's in the dumps.
You sold Greenwood, don't forget.
Yeah, we sold Basin, and our forward line, our attack, looks and feels poverty. It feels like a struggle. Like nobody. Who's the best player in our forward line? I don't know. Who's our worst player in our forward line? I don't know. This guy's battered up. Ireland? I don't know.
Because you are in the mud. That's why.
It's actually so true.
Like our best. Forget Bruno. Our best forwards are the front 3. Is probably Garnacho. And Garnacho's got levels.
I thought he was going to say Rasmus. I'm not.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say Rashford.
Well, here we go. This is the point. It could be anyone. Anyone could be our best. and Anthony's our worst. That's guaranteed. But it's like Garnacho's probably our best, and he ain't. He's far from a world beater. He's just he's effective. He's got an impact. Like our front line is poor. It's like it literally all of them have to have their best season for us to just look competent. How many times we got even today? We got into just forward positions, and it's a pass. Every pass is bad. Every pass. Xerxes had a bad game. Xerxes had a bad game. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he had a bad game. Pass when he should have shot. I wouldn't say shot when he should have passed, but a few shots ahead of that he probably should have done better with. A few passes that were misplaced, and it's not just him. But
yeah, but the problem is he's not. The problem is with Xerxes, he shouldn't be playing. This is the issue. He shouldn't be starting for Man United. He should just be bedding in and getting
right.
8 feet.
Who should be starting?
No. No. I can't give you the answer because he has to start. He has to start because
I guess
there's no one else. But he shouldn't. What I'm saying is,
no, I agree.
he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be playing. He shouldn't be playing.
I
said that about Højlund last year, and now it's like.
And now we got two Højlunds.
But the thing is now when Højlund comes back, the expectation is going to be even mad because you're like, all right, Xerxes not ready yet.
Yeah. So and Højlund, he had one season.
Yeah, you had one season, but now you have to now lead the line. Oh,
yeah. It's probably the Arsenal, but honestly, I don't think any club can say we've had a great window.
I think Fulham did.
I'm talking about top 7. I'm talking about top 6.
Oh.
Personally,
like West Ham had a great window. I think we'll see how it comes.
Yeah, I don't think any of the top 6 had like a great window personally, but like. So I can't really answer the question and say who won because I don't think anybody had a great window. I think Chelsea had no strategy. They just bought a bunch of players that that were available and were yes men and said, yeah, let's go to Chelsea and make money. I think Arsenal, they've copied their strategy of buying old Man City players and bringing them to Arsenal and thinking that they can beat Man City by being Man City B. Like Liverpool, we didn't get the number 6 that we were trying to get, and then we didn't get a backup, but we bought Chiesa and a keeper for next season. It's all right, but it's not great. So like I don't know what's going on there. Man United, we don't care. Spurs, we don't care. Like I said before, a butter knife for Yam. So who else is left? Man City. They bought a player from their own club. They bought their old player back, and
I've actually got the answer. Sorry, Nat. I've actually got the answer. Man City won the transfer window because the 5 below them didn't do enough. I think that's it. That's it. Man City won the transfer window.
There we go. Because when you look at it, it's this craziness. But personally, I think Villa won the transfer window. I think they brought in players that they needed in a lot of areas, and they bought some actual decent guys. When you look at the list, I had to Google it, but when you look at the list, they bought Onana, Maatsen, Archer, Philosophy, Illing Jr., Dobbin.
The man say Philosophy.
I can't say his name. Baron Chader, some DM from the Juve, Ross Barkley, and one other centre back from
the thing is that it's whether that outweighs them losing Douglas Luiz and Diaby. Because those names for me don't, like, you just listed the names, but
but these are some good.
Nana's decent. Maatsen's decent. But
no, I think Onana's good.
They bought players.
Onana for me is a good replacement for Douglas Luiz. We'll see if he has the whole same impact across the season, but I don't think any of their forwards replace what Diaby was able to bring.
That Illing Jr. is a winger. He's sick, you know.
and he ain't
He's a
Diaby.
baller,
I
you
mean,
know.
I don't know. I haven't seen him,
And
but
they already still have what's his name? Rogers or whatever his name is. I
yeah,
think that's his name. Yeah, they have a decent replacements for Diaby. I think Diaby was a fool to go, but he's created space for other people to come in and do a job. Villa are gonna do well this season, man. They're gonna kick on, trust me.
I think if we talk across the league, I think West Ham probably had the best window, but then I guess you can never know the answer until the
Yeah.
season actually
Yeah,
it really got
it
moving.
looks good,
So,
but yeah, I'm not
yeah,
sure.
it looks good,
I'm not sure.
but I think they've lost the first 3 games. I don't
Yeah,
know, really.
I'm not sure.
Listen, we gotta finalize our predictions. We gotta lock them in. I shared your previous predictions in the group chat. So I can't show them. I cannot share them on the screen.
Oh
But
no.
is there any, since we last did the podcast, which I think was on the 15th of August, just before the season started, whatever it was. Is there any transfers that's happened ins and outs since then that I've said, you know what, I'm gonna bump this team up or I'm gonna move this team down? I'm gonna start off. I already did say, like, listen, I'm concerned for Arsenal. I don't think they've done enough, especially after the Gundogan signing. And if they didn't sign Raheem Sterling, I would have put Man City as winners and Arsenal second. But for me personally, I know in my heart, I would be looking at that Brighton result and that would be my trigger to say, yeah, Man City's gonna win the league. Because now I'm feeling like Man City's gonna win the league again. But I feel like it's more on the Brighton result, more so than the transfer window. So through to the rules of the game, I will keep Arsenal as winners because I think the Sterling signing, I think it nets off the Gundogan signing. And other than that, which just results and performances we're looking at. So I think I'll keep Arsenal. I'm not as confident as I was in there, to be fair. Maybe not confident at all, but I'm going to keep Arsenal as my winners for the season. Man City second, Liverpool third, no doubt about that. Now, 4th, 5th, if you remember when I did last year, 5th, 6th, so last couple weeks ago, I said literally throw a blanket over Man United, Tottenham, Chelsea. Whichever team you put 4th, there's a reason why they're going to finish 6th. And whichever team you pick 6th, there's a reason why they're going to finish 4th. Chelsea's got defensive issues. Man United got plenty of issues. And Spurs are Spurs. So there's a reason why none of them are going to finish 4th or they're going to finish 4th. But I did say, I put Chelsea, I think originally I had Chelsea 5th. And I was like, no, I'm going to put them 6th. If they sign a striker, I'm probably going to put them in the top 4. Like to sign a proper striker, either Osimhen or Tony. They didn't. But in that time, they did sign, obviously, João Felix, who can play through there. And they actually took Jadon Sancho from Man United. Well, we sold him. So our attack effectively got weaker. And theirs got stronger. But again, so I'm going to move Chelsea up above Tottenham, 100%, with the Felix and Sancho signings. But Sancho wasn't in my thoughts really when I had Man United 4th. And I remember I said at the time, it's kind of a default. Like, I've got as much reason to put Man United 4th as I do have Spurs and Chelsea. So let me just put my team there and done. So I'm going to keep them there. But I'm going to put Chelsea up to 5th and move Spurs down to 6th. I watched the Villa game against Arsenal, and I was like, Villa are legitimately the 4th best team in this league. Like, when all is said and done, man for man, player for player, 11v11 over 90 minutes, they are legitimately the 4th best in this league. They dominated Arsenal, but they were a better team than Arsenal. I would say across the 90 minutes, but especially before Arsenal got their goal. But I still feel in the end, they didn't get the win. They didn't get take chances and they lost the game. I still feel that the Champions League, once it comes around, is going to affect them. So I'm going to keep them 7th. Newcastle, they've had a good start, 7 points from 9, but they had a bad transfer window. They had a terrible transfer window. They didn't sign Mark Gui, and I think they've had some injuries and suspensions at the back. Decent start to the season, but I just can't see them having enough to finish in the top 7. So for me, my only change is Chelsea into 5th, Spurs down to 6th. Relegation, I won't change. Forest, Leicester, Southampton. Golden Boot, definitely not changing that. Golden Glove might be Addison, but again, no reason to change that. League Cup, Newcastle, again, they might go. I think they drew someone in the Premier League in the next round, but they could go out, you never know. But yeah, the rest of it I'll keep. Me, I just move Chelsea up to 5th. Yeah, we just see where that lands, 4th to 6th.
Wait, you finished?
Yeah, done.
Okay, with my one, I have a few wholesale changes that need to be made. Yeah. I'm gonna start with Newcastle. They had a terrible transfer window, and I want to swap and bring in Chelsea because they had they had a massive, what do you call it, transfer
Overhaul?
window where they signed a whole bunch of players that are competent enough to have them playing and getting them into 7th place. They can't defend, but they will score a whole bunch of goals, and a whole bunch of goals can get you 7th place. And yeah, whereas at Newcastle, it's not looking good, bruv. They needed to make some signings and they didn't. So I'd like to swap Newcastle and Chelsea.
So you only got Chelsea finishing 7th?
Yeah. My next change, I want to swap Villa and Man United around.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that Villa made some very good signings, like that I highlighted 5 minutes ago. Whereas Man United, they did make good signings, but they didn't get rid of all the dead wood. Like, there's still players in their team that need to go and that are holding them back. And whereas Villa, they've made additions that will push them forward and further up on my prediction list and in the Premier League in general. I think the players that they've bought will also help them in the Champions League this season.
This guy's full of shit.
Yes.
Okay.
He is.
And
He
my
is.
final-
He absolutely is.
My final,
100%. 100%.
I'm not finished.
Because the man knew who everyone Aston Villa signed from long before, man. Talking nonsense and talking like Deadwood hold you back. Like you don't have to play them. They made the signings. You don't have to
They
play
played
Deadwood.
Maguire today and they got cooked. They played Casemiro today and they got cooked. So
Yeah, but they're already there. You knew they were there.
I'm just saying the Deadwood. I said they didn't get rid of Deadwood this summer, and they played the Deadwood and look what it got them.
But that same Deadwood was there when you made the prediction. So how are you changing it because they're still there? They were there when you made the prediction.
No, because they made signings
Neeks,
that didn't
don't listen to this
bring
guy,
them
man.
up. Anyway,
we got X that. We got X that.
No. I made a
that's
a very good point. My third change. My third change. Oh my days.
Do you just want to resubmit your whole predictions? Is that what you want? Yeah.
No. This is my third and final change. But you're distracting me. My third and final change is to swap Liverpool and Arsenal.
Based on what?
So based on the facts, yeah.
That you saw the first 3 games. Okay, no.
No, I'm not finished. Let me finish. Just like Villa, Liverpool actually boosted this.
He can't even say it with a straight face. He can't even say it with a straight face. He's talking absolute nonsense.
I'm done.
Yeah, of course you're done.
So what are we saying? Are we taking these changes or what?
No, those first two
Neeks.
are valid.
No,
Those
then
first two are valid.
what? Oh, Neeks.
I'll
You
say
just
take them
talk.
because
Neeks.
they're
You just talk a
looking.
whole load of waffle.
They're
What you say? What you
valid.
say, Ramsey?
I say take them because they ain't looking good anyway. Man, making these predictions worse. He's getting off his gut. He's getting off his gut instinct and trash.
Oh boy. Wait,
Isn't
who did
it?
Arsenal sign again?
Raheem
Sterling.
Sterling and Mikel Marino between the last video, and you signed Chiesa and Mama Hadashvili.
They signed Sterling and some guy we don't know. Interesting.
For
They should
me,
be up there. They should be up there for the worst transfer ever. But anyways, continue. Yeah.
This is when that moved Chelsea down for signing Lukaku.
for me, I would say
Nah, they sold Lukaku. Chelsea should be your top 4 now. Nah.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
I'd like to move Chelsea to first place. They're gonna win the league.
Go on, Joe.
for me, hold on, let's get this back on the screen. These lots, stuff. Right. So for me, I would say I am keeping Man City as where they are. Arsenal second. Liverpool do look a little something, so that's all staying as is. Now, I want to. It's a bit tricky. I believe. So this is the problem. I want to move someone up, but if I move someone up, it makes other people move down, and then don't I have to justify all of the
No.
changes and not just
You
one
just say
change?
you just say it. You just say it. You just say it.
I mean, but no, by definition, if you're moving someone up, then move down. It's just fine.
If you got a valid reason
Yeah,
for him to go up,
but-
then you got a valid reason to go up. So just say it.
So I haven't watched Aston Villa play this season, so I can't make. This is not on any of them, but for me personally, after like just seeing the transfer window close and seeing who's come in and who's gone out, if Chelsea had gotten Osimhen, 100% I would put them move. I would like to move them up to a position of 4th, but I cannot. So I would like to move. I want to move Chelsea.
Joanna, you're right. You're panicking.
I am because I would like to move Chelsea into 5th, Aston Villa above Tottenham, and Tottenham underneath Aston Villa. And that's the problem.
One second.
Everything is in the
Stop.
wrong
You guys gonna
order.
let him have that?
Forget Chelsea for a second. You want to move Aston Villa above Tottenham?
Yes, Aston Villa.
Why?
I
Why?
feel like.
Why?
Why would I like to move Aston? Because Aston
Yes.
Villa, after actually sitting and looking back at
You didn't watch them, by the way. But go.
I didn't watch them exactly.
Oh, okay.
After looking
Just
at the window closed, windows shut, and I'm looking at Spurs' incomings and outgoings, and I'm looking at Aston Villa's. Aston Villa, even though they've got European football, I believe that they're just better than Spurs. In all honesty, after looking at the transfer, Unai Emery, he's gonna do a little something with them. So I would like to move them up to 4th so I can place Chelsea into 5th.
You have to let that run still. That's a valid reason.
Listen,
The rules are broken. Do what you want, man. The rules are broken. Not what Nat was paying.
You know what? The problem I have is original predictions has all of the people in the wrong places because I want to move Chelsea into a place, but I can't do that without Aston Villa going down. But I don't want Aston Villa to go down. I want them to go up. I don't want them to move down. So As it stands, my thing
So
is
to
a mess.
clarify,
My because of
so to
the
clarify,
rules. Hold on,
to clarify,
wait.
no, don't try to
Wait,
blame the
let me
rules.
finish.
The rules were made before the predictions.
Hold on, let me finish.
You've got
Because
Villa
of the
4th,
rules.
Chelsea 5th, Spurs 6th, Newcastle 7th.
Yes, that's what I want to do. But because of the rules and it's too much craziness, I will just have to keep everything the same.
Wait, what? I've already checked.
Because the rules won't let me change anything. Because you said I have to have this
Bro,
valid, that, and all of this.
he allowed your changes.
Oh, he did? Okay, well, if my changes are allowed, then yes.
I've broken the system already. Please put
Nah.
your changes in.
Can I just say, Samuel Illing Jr. has joined Bologna on loan from Aston Villa for the season after they signed him.
Yeah.
So he ain't even there. He's not even there. You cheat. He's not even there.
That Nat Villa Man United move. That's a dodgy one. That's a real.
It's
I don't
very
understand why
real.
you let it slide. I don't know why you let it slide.
Can I say something?
You used to be a man of tyranny. What's happened to you, man?
I didn't mention Illing Jr. during my
you
reasons
said
for Villa
it's
to
based
move.
on the signings that you just mentioned before. That's what you said. And the signings you mentioned before was Illing Jr. and he's not even there.
I mentioned all of them. I said all 20 players they signed.
Yes, but that's not the rule. The rule is you have to do it between the start of the end of the podcast to now, and they've not signed Illing Jr. Well, they did, but they loaned him out. So
that's just one player though.
I'm reverting that Villa Man
based
United.
on what I said before.
I'm reverting that Villa Man United one.
So that means Javerne's one can't go through then.
Why not?
Because he said based on their signings as well.
What do you mean?
He said based on the signings that they made as well.
Illing Jr.
And Illing Jr. is a signing. So yeah. If
I'm so confused. What? Ian Jr.
If I'm going down,
no,
everyone's
I think
going down.
Javerne one hasn't been investigated, but for different reasons. Javerne's Chelsea going up. I get that.
It makes sense.
The Villa Spurs switch around. There's something dodgy about that.
There's something fishy over there.
There isn't it?
There's something dodgy about that one.
I want to move Chelsea up, but where I want to put Chelsea up, I don't want to put Aston Villa underneath Chelsea. And I for me, I can't.
Okay, so put.
I don't.
You can't Spurs where?
Because for me, fourth, like we had 4th to 7th is a bit of a toss up.
Don't we this. This is your prediction.
Okay, for me, 4th to 7th or whatever is a toss up, right? And for me, I thought Spurs would have bought something else in to help so I can't say the word, for them to get that 4th. But for me, they haven't. So that's why I want to bring Aston Villa up.
Man said he thought Spurs would buy someone, they didn't.
Listen, it's a valid reason. I thought Spurs would have strengthened a bit more. I thought would have brought in a player or two to strengthen a bit more, but they didn't. So that's why I would like to place Aston Villa above them, based on the fact that no one else came in.
This stinks.
Yeah, but Spurs and Aston Villa haven't really bought anyone since the last podcast. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed
in the terms of
Spurs and Aston Villa.
Yes, the difference
how are Villa are now above Spurs?
I'll tell you what's changed. I'll tell you what's changed because
Spurs lost to Newcastle today.
Arsenal. Spurs, I generally thought I need to see something. If they came into the scatter gun thing like Chelsea, then they stay where they are. But they haven't. And it's not enough for me to make me feel like Aston Villa.
Listen, we have to move forward. Just for the record, Nat, you're full of shit. Javert, you're full of shit. Ramsey, your turn.
Right, now my turn.
This is the last time I participate in predictions. This will be the last time I appear.
I'll see you next season.
You won't be. I promise you won't be seeing me next season. I'm done.
So, I think
I've locked in your predictions, by the way. I'm just letting the people know that you're full of shit.
I think Man City are going to win the league,
Wait,
but I don't think they're going to win the league enough for me to change my predictions. But I think they're going to win the league. I just can't see there's no way. There's no way winning the league. Anyway, but I'm leaving it. But Just
I hear you.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like we ain't winning the league. Man City win the league. My hope is gone anyway.
I don't think we're getting top 4, but
The problem I have is these teams. Oh man, it's literally anyone could finish fourth. Anyone. Chelsea have to be in the top. I didn't even have them rotted. No, I didn't have them up there for a reason. But Newcastle have had a terrible, and they have to come out of that. Have to. So Chelsea are now in the top 6. Jeez, this is tough. Woo, wow.
you know
I wonder
what's
what your
funny?
reason's
You know
gonna be.
what's funny because you and who was on the last pod?
Me.
Oh.
Yeah, and
It was
who?
me.
Oh, do you remember? Because we had a big discussion about Newcastle, and it
Yeah.
was like I was like, I can't work out why everyone's got them so high,
The problem is,
and like, everyone got
They-
them
just-
sinking.
yeah, they've had a bad. I actually thought they'd be a decent. If they bought Gay, I thought they might be. It's been terrible.
They didn't get players that I thought
Absolutely
they'll get.
terrible. I think the thing is, I think they know it. Eddie Howe looks like
Oh
he
yeah, the
knows
fans
it.
know everything.
Everyone
The
knows
fans
it.
are
It's
fuming.
terrible. Yeah. So I have to put Chelsea above Newcastle.
What? Tonali can't rescue their season, no?
Has Tonali been playing?
He's
Yeah,
playing.
he
No,
came on
he-
today, changed the game for them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But they're still playing Jacob Murphy. So I can't understand. All right, Chelsea have to get in there. So Chelsea above Newcastle. That means they're 7th at the moment. How do I get Chelsea higher than 7th?
You can't get them higher than 7th without being called bullshitting, bro. So
Oh, don't worry. I've got loaded for everyone. No bias around here, mate.
Right, like Tottenham are not going to finish in the top 4.
go on.
I need to get them out. Tottenham are not finishing in the top 4. But I need to justify why.
It's easy.
There's no justification. Nothing
No,
happened
there-
between when the last
There
video.
is. The thing is, I'm sorry. Anyway, I might say I'd off when it's all done because
Manchester,
anyway, go on.
Manchester United bought Ugarte.
Exactly.
And I need a reason to get Spurs out.
Man
Is
United
it
is
gonna-
not the answer, bro. I'm 100% telling you, Man United is not the answer to
Yeah, but
getting
who,
Spurs
but
out
who?
of top
But,
four.
yeah, but listen, who is the answer? Because it's definitely not Spurs.
Yeah, but
It could be
it's
Man
not.
United.
It's not. No, it can't be Man United. It's impossible. It can't be Spurs. But Spurs have a better chance than Man United at getting top 4.
Do they? Carl, they're so bad. Like, they're literally the same team. I watched them today, and they literally look like the same damn team. I know they didn't have Solanke, but so bad. But I can't base it on what I've seen. Oh man.
Okay, but you also
Oh,
watched Manchester
man.
United today, and they are even worse.
I hear that, but the problem with Man United is that they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. Like, don't worry, that all right isn't great because remember, Carl, all these teams are crap, so they're gonna be in and around it. They just will. They're gonna beat Southampton next week, and it's all right. Spurs could just be bad. Oh man, this is tough. All right. I'm actually gonna stick to the rules. I'm gonna take Newcastle out. I'm gonna put Chelsea in, and I'm gonna leave the rest the same.
Just by the way, you know if you move a team, it doesn't only have to be one position. You know that, right?
Yeah. See, I could
Okay.
put Chelsea 4th. I could actually just do the mad thing.
technically, you could, if you think that the business that they done
It could be
between
that Chelsea could get
Jumps,
4th.
Villa, Man United, and Spurs.
Chelsea could actually get 4th. Chelsea could actually get 4th. But you're right. If they had Osimhen, 100%. I might even put them third.
They have João Felix though.
Listen, if it was Osimhen, I don't care what rules I'm breaking. They would be 4th.
No, I'm not going. I want to leave it. Leave Spurs. Leave Man United. Leave Villa because I like Villa. I'm putting Chelsea 7th and Newcastle out. That's it. I done well. I did quite well. I stuck to the rules. Spurs I get 4th there.
Jay, you could have put Chelsea 4th. You just didn't want to put Chelsea above Villa. That's that.
Yeah.
You literally said,
Yeah.
"I don't want to put Chelsea above Villa."
No, you know what it is with Chelsea?
Yeah, because I feel Villa will still do better than them this season.
Chelsea are getting Europe for sure. It's just what type? Can they get top 4? Maybe, but I don't think Maresa's going to be there. I don't think Ten Hag's gonna be there either. To be fair.
Then I'll be lucky to make it for this.
Yeah, Ten Hag and Maresca, I can't see them lasting the season. But does that mean Southgate gets Man United top 4?
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop.
Right, now I'm done. Chelsea, Newcastle swap. Well, Chelsea and Newcastle. The rest of them, hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, Ipswich getting down for sure. Southampton getting down. Leicester
It's for sure.
for sure. Nah, for sure. They're trash. Leicester, I think will stay, but I think they're gonna get a point deduction. I think they're gonna get a points deduction. That's why I think they're going down. Forest. Nah,
Points
leave it.
deduction
Leicester
for
gonna
what?
get a points deduction for what?
Yeah,
How they
'cause
been investigated?
they've been investigated. They've been generals in the system. It seems likely they're gonna get something. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm leaving it. Chelsea and Newcastle out. The rest of it could stay. Haaland got their golden boot yesterday, mate.
So I got a bit of an issue. I already know what I want to do, but I got a bit of an issue because the big issue is that I've got Man United in fourth, and they're horrendous, and they're not finishing fourth. But I can't slide them all the way down. It's impossible. What I want to do is
Man United can finish fourth.
Chelsea have slugged in enough players
They have.
that they're gonna.
have.
They've slugged
They
in
have.
enough players
They
that
actually have.
they're gonna make top 7. And
Oh yeah, 100%.
and
They're actually gonna make top 6.
No, 100%.
They could get fourth.
that's a stretch. So the problem is that I want to put them 6th, but I can't drop Aston Villa out. Aston Villa are not finishing outside the top. Wait, what is this? Top 6 or top 7?
7.
7.
Yeah, Aston Villa are not finishing 8th or below. They're
No.
100% they're not.
No.
So for me to put Chelsea in, I would have to put Aston Villa above Newcastle.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Aston Villa finishing above Newcastle. I'll tell you that for free.
So realistically, what I want to do is put Chelsea 6th. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah, Chelsea 6th. Aston Villa 7. I want to keep Villa where they are. And swap Newcastle and Chelsea around.
Well, that's not how it works. But listen,
I know.
based on what would you be putting Villa above Newcastle? Is my question.
No, I know, and that's why.
I told you.
And that's why.
No, this
right
thing.
now.
No,
That's
it's
why-
I'm
thing.
telling you, this is crazy.
I'm leaving Chelsea.
Oh,
Wait, hold on a second.
You Chelsea outside the top 7.
Wait, hold on.
He
Wow.
can't because of the rules. He's bound by the rules to not do what he needs to do. The rules are hindering here. Tyrant.
No.
Coming from the tyrant himself.
No,
I'm
I'll
not
tell
a
you what I'm gonna
tyrant.
do.
Me.
No, 'cause I've got 3 changes to make. I've got 3 changes. The first is I'm actually gonna put Chelsea in. I'm putting Chelsea 4th. Villa can drop out. So just slide Chelsea all the way up to 4th.
this is it. Like it's worth Villa dropping out to get Chelsea.
Yeah.
fourth.
Yeah,
Like,
put Chelsea 4th. Chelsea 4th. I'm not doing it, Ramon. I'm not having Man United sat 4th. I'm not having it. Put
I
Chelsea
didn't put it 4th. I put
Ramon got
Spurs.
it for. Ramon
Yeah,
got
but
it for.
you want Spurs out, and you should have just slid Chelsea all the way
Spurs
up to
are
4th.
not getting top 4. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
so you should have slid Chelsea all the way up there.
Yeah, I can't
not-
do that, man. I can't. If they had a striker, I would do that, but I can't. I
Yeah.
can't justify it.
So Chelsea 4th, everyone else down 1 from Man United down, and Villa drops out of the top 7.
Mhm.
And second change is that Man City have brought the old band back with Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and I can't. I'm sorry, I cannot look past that. Arsenal, no whatever. Like Arsenal would have had to have signed. Well, you're talking like a killing Mbappe on the left, man. Like no joke. Arsenal would have had done something serious. Arsenal, for me, right? The reason why I had Arsenal, but like it was very close in the first place.
Let's just clarify.
that-
Carl's got Arsenal
that-
win the Premier League and Champions League double.
Hold on, we'll
Wait,
get
wait.
we'll get to that.
Let's
We'll
just-
get to
let's
that.
just-
We'll get to that.
let's
We'll
just-
get to that. It's gonna get worse. 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 It was very close before, but Arsenal's trajectory and kind of like how they've been maneuvering the transfer market over the past couple of seasons, Arteta has been accumulating more and more points every single season he's been at Arsenal. So I expected the same kind of this season, or at least hit the same. I don't think they've done enough in terms of their first team to say, oh, we're like 6 points better than Man City. Man City bringing back Gundogan has it just elevates them to another level, which I don't think Arsenal had elevated to that level, and I don't think any of the signings that they've done has elevated them to that level. I see most of them as backup. I think Caliafori is the only one that will eventually become first choice. I think he will work his way into the team to be the first choice left back, because I think already they started the first game with Zinchenko, maybe potentially even the second game, and then they've now started during Timber at left back, so that he's already been flexing that left back spot. And I think Caliafuri came off the bench as well to play left back, so he's already been flexing that left back spot. I think Caliafuri is the only one that can work his way into the first team. I don't think Raheem Sterling will work his way into the first choice where he's like, oh, I'm a regular in that front three. Gundogan coming back to Man City is a massive blow for Arsenal. So I'm gonna swap those two around. Also, the final change that I want to make is that when we made the first pod, I was completely unaware that a certain signing had been made. And I only realized that this player had been signed when I saw his name on the score sheet. And this signing is massive for this club. And that is Barcelona signing Dani Olmo. And because of that, I'm having them winning the Champions League over Arsenal.
Oh my god!
No, I'm just letting you know. I'm relegating Arsenal from Champions League, and I'm giving it to FC Barcelona. Literally, Barcelona's team is serious. It's too good. It's too.
No,
it's too
actually,
good.
you know why you didn't think so? Because Olmo wasn't registered.
Oh,
Yeah,
they couldn't.
That's why they couldn't register him. Because of obviously their financial
because I knew we were going for Williams, and then we couldn't get Williams.
Yeah.
We didn't get Williams, but I didn't know Olmo was already. I didn't even know Olmo was there or registered or whatever. And then I see him on the score sheet last weekend, and I was like, oh, my days. So now we've got Rafinha, Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Barcelona Champions League.
Sorry.
You know the thing. Sorry. So one second. I knew last podcast was too good to be true. Kyle finally didn't back the favourites, and all it took was a Raheem Sterling signing. That man said,
"What?
Kyle, stick to your guns. You can't pick Man City for everything."
No.
Mate, I would have if they didn't sign Gundogan.
The issue is,
literally
2 weeks ago, he predicted Arsenal to win the Premier League and Champions League double. Now he thinks they're winning nothing. 2 weeks because they signed Mikel Merino and Raheem Sterling. They're now winning nothing. You are a tyrant.
Thank you.
Tyrant.
That stinks. That absolutely
stinks.
No, but you're acting like I'm picking some Real Madrid or Man City for the Champions League. I'm picking FC
What do you
Barcelona.
mean? That small club Barcelona.
We all know that Barcelona ain't gonna win the Champions League, mate.
Why do we know that? They just won 7-0 on the weekend. I think that's probably what turned your mind.
They'll be lucky if they make it out of those 8 games of that league, mate.
Sorry, but the fact that you picked Arsenal to win the Champions League stinks, and then now you're changing it to Barcelona because you didn't know your team that you watched. You didn't know that they signed.
Genuinely didn't even know. I don't know how that slipped past me. I don't even know how that slipped past me.
Crazy.
Kyle,
the whole panel is full of shit, man.
Kyle, the aliens on Pluto can smell that, how badly that stinks. The aliens on Pluto can smell how badly that stinks. That smells so bad. If you put this through Neeks, you have to swap Liverpool, Arsenal. You have to swap anything we request. Might as well give us a wild card. This is bad.
I've already done your one, so don't worry about that. Everyone knows that you're a fraud. That's been changed a long time. Everyone's
that's
transfers have gone through. Like everyone's changes have gone through. Don't worry about that. Well, I say everyone. I ain't done that Barcelona Arsenal one yet. That's dodgy, man. Because man's you didn't know. Like, is that a legitimate reason? I don't know.
I genuinely didn't know. Genuinely, I didn't know.
No, that's
I would have said it right there and then. If I knew that Danny Olmo was signed, literally, I would have said it there and then. I genuinely didn't know. Genuinely, I didn't even know it was there. Literally,
Not to do Barca going 3 out of 3.
Right. Carl, let me ask you something.
No, bro, that don't mean nothing, man. They've
Carl,
played the worst teams in the league, man. That literally don't mean nothing, man.
Let me ask you something. 2 weeks ago, when you predicted Arsenal to win the Champions League, looking at their squad, without Mikel Merino and Raheem Sterling, with most, well, it wasn't even most referred, it was bloody Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah. That team you looked at and you said, that team is going to win the Champions League. That's what you said. That's all right, I assume it. I assume you said that.
Go.
Since then, they signed Mikel Merino and Raheem Sterling, which makes the team stronger, I would assume, from 2 weeks ago. So they're better to. And that team is not only are they not going to win the Premier League anymore, they're not going to win the Champions League. So what you're saying is Arsenal's squad got stronger, and
the season got worse.
And the season got worse for winning the double, the Premier League and Champions League double.
Yeah, because their competitors got even stronger than they did in that time.
With
Olmo, when I say even stronger, Barcelona didn't. It's just I was unaware. It's just Barcelona didn't. I was just unaware. I would have said Barcelona on the day if I knew Danny Olmo was there.
So Danny Olmo is the reason why you think Barcelona are going to be the Champions League. And
Gundogan
is the reason why Man City are going to win the Premier League.
Danny Olmo was the missing link, the missing piece in that puzzle.
Kyle, I like to know. I like to let you know that I've made the changes, but you're full of shit. I'm just saying. Hold on, wait. I'm just saying.
Do you know what, Carl? I would have been more proud of you if you stuck with your guns with this Arsenal call.
That's
which one? Which one?
Both of them.
The League or the Champions League?
Both of them. I actually thought for once, and as Neeks said, I thought for once you're gonna go risky, put your neck out there, but you bottled it.
My neck is out there.
My neck is out there. Last year, though.
I'm disappointed.
My neck is out there.
Nah, that's poor.
Wait, Barcelona winning Champions League is not out there.
Not as out there as Arsenal in Champions League. That's out there.
All right. Arsenal win Champions League.
No, that stinks, bro. It's too late now.
No, leave it. No, leave it. Arsenal win Champions League.
No, everyone needs to know that you're a piece of shit.
No, leave it. As I'm telling you, leave it as Arsenal win Champions League.
Golly, man's like, nope.
I got him.
Ramon applied the pressure.
Yeah, gotta do that. At least I know one prediction you got wrong this year.
Wait, so when Arsenal win the Champions League, then what?
They
not winning the Champions League.
There's no chance.
It's not happening.
No chance.
So when they win the Champions League, then what?
They ain't winning it. Barcelona gonna win it. I hope Barcelona win it.
All right, just to clarify, so Neeks, top 7: Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Spurs, Villa. Ramsey, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Spurs, Man United, Villa, Chelsea. Kyle, Man City to win, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Spurs, Newcastle.
I'd be right with that.
Jay, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle. Oh. Wait, you got no Man United? Interesting.
Yeah, I was the only one that didn't have Man United because everyone was like, I can't not put Man United in there. And now everyone is just like, yeah.
Now Javon wins because Man United are dog shit.
Fair enough. And Nat, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Villa, Man United, and Chelsea. That's the top 7. The full predictions will be on the Twitter page. Jay will be back next season with his predictions, so stay
He
tuned.
will be. He will be. He will be. He will be.
Handing in my resignation tonight.
And in the comments below, drop your top 7 predictions: relegation, Champions League, Europa League, and UEFA or Europa Conference League predictions as well. Will it be Arsenal to win their first ever Champions League? Will Newcastle win their first domestic cup in God knows how long? And are Chelsea back? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon.